Hey, how you doing? Good morning. Good morning. This is SEIJIHITO here to bring you another tale of the society. So we have a woman here with her tears. If you don't know, this is the same woman that I brought you guys a video about where she positioned herself to be the victim in a tale of which she was out at night with her two children, and a black homeowner was the one that saw her in front of his house. She decided to scream bloody murder and cause this whole ruckus, all to find out that the house that she felt that he did not own, of which she was at, he was actually the owner of. She went directly online crying. But just to give you guys a little bit of perspective, we're going to go through the very first video, just for anybody that may not have seen it or doesn't know anything about it. And then we're going to go into the three responses that she gave on social media.
We need you. What's going on?
Do you live here?
Yeah.
You do?
Papa.
I don't believe that.
What?
I don't believe that.
So where are you going?
Rory, come on. Rory, come on.
Hey.
Did someone come here?
That was my wife. Somebody chased her up here, and she had the kids.
Who chased her?
She said somebody in a
There was a
silver
guy
truck.
in a gray truck, and he came
So
around the corner,
I don't
and
know if you guys have a
I was
reading.
in the street, and so I come up, and I just have my kids, and so I'm like gonna pretend that I'm coming home, and so I pull up and I start walking to your back gate, and he stops here and he goes, "Are you looking for someone?" And I said, "Nope," and then he sat here, and I was like, "I need to get in."
Well, that's my husband. That's why he lives here. Yeah. He lives here. So he came in and he said there's a lady screaming. And I'm like, that's.
She got all worried that some.
Scared the crap out of me.
How?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
How did he scare you,
I
though?
had a feel.
I just seen her in the driveway and I was like, are you looking for somebody? Because I was pulling up out
And I
home.
saw someone walking in our driveway, too. And I'm like, why is someone walking in our driveway?
I'm
Well,
sorry.
there we got it. All right, sorry.
What?
I don't.
She said that someone was following her. So you were walking from there?
No, you came this way, didn't you?
No, I came down this street right here.
Yeah.
And I was riding slow because I'm looking at our Christmas lights.
Well, you just have to understand my point of view. Being by myself with two kids, I just saw a car coming, and so I was like, oh, it scared me, and so I just pulled up here, and I kept thinking, this could be his house. But you didn't say, this is my home. You just said, are you looking? I was like,
I did. When you was on the porch, you asked me, did I live here? I said, yeah.
And you said, no, you don't.
And you said, I don't think you do.
It was obviously you could tell that I was really caught off guard.
Like, I'm pulling in my, it's like I'm pulling in my house. Like, this is not, this neighborhood is probably one of the best neighborhoods in Ohio.
It is.
You don't have to worry about stuff like that.
Well, I'm very sorry. I really hope that you're not upset with me.
Come on, baby. Go in the house. Let's go.
You told me that I didn't.
So we were able to hear that, right? We heard the whole occurrence. The woman was, deadly frightened. She didn't know who it was. The husband said that she was being chased by a man in a car. She had her two kids. It was around 5:30 directly at night. What she was doing outside at 5:30 at night, I can't sit up there and tell you. The wife came out and clarified that this is his home. We live here, aka a black family lives at this residence. And he clarified that when she asked him, did he live there? She specifically said, no, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. He said, so what are you doing here? letting her know that, hey, this is my home. Why are you actually at this residence at this moment in time? And you clearly saw her deciding to scream bloody murder and run directly with both of her two kids as she proceeded to call her husband. Now we're going to go directly into the response that she gave online because of the backlash.
Things. So I want to jump on here because my Facebook is public, and for those of you guys who are telling me that I owe a public apology, one, I will not apologize for making any sort of racist remark. I am the furthest thing from a racist. I will, however, apologize that my expression could ever come across in such a way, or that somebody could think something of that nature of myself and my family. So long story short, I need to give the context because there's a lot of y'all who are, I'm sure, coming to my page right now not knowing. JB's coming down. Hold on. Hang on.
So that was just the first clip, right? And I want you to understand how it is that in both times, in both videos, you heard her crying, you heard her screaming, she was in deep terror, she was in deep fear, and then automatically it stopped. The waterworks, the energy, the fear, it completely disappeared. When she heard, I guess, her husband or whoever else, whatever male was in the house walking around, she was like, oh, I gotta, stop the production right now because there's some noise going directly on. I can't get directly into character so that you guys can believe what it is that I'm telling you, even though I'm lying directly to your face. So let's go on to the next clip.
This is my house. And I said, I don't think that it is. And at that point, the only reason that I said that was because truly the awkward encounter of slowing up behind me, talking to us multiple times. I'm in this frantic state. It's late at night. I got my kids, my two babies. The lady at the door is not answering. There's no other homes that are well established. I mean, there's construction. It's a corner house. I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, I'm on the front porch. This truck literally is halfway up the driveway. And I was like, my radar was like, nope, I don't think that this is your house. And so I said, I don't believe that this is your house. And so I'm starting to unbuckle Cash, and I grab and I freak. I go, Rory, run. And so I take off the porch and I literally run as fast as I can, screaming at the top of my lung. I'm getting all these messages, I'm so sorry. Screaming at the top of my lung. I've never, ever, ever screamed the way that I screamed. And I'm running through the front yards of everybody, praying that the Ring doorbell would capture us. Finally, to get to a woman's house, I'm bang on the door. And at this point, I'm dialing 911. And I said, can I please come in? And the woman said, yes, come in. And so I'm staying there. I'm talking to the sheriff. And more than anything, I was not looking for him to come to my rescue at this point. My husband was going to come. I'm in this woman's house. The door is closed. And I tell the man, he said, do I need to come out? And I just said, no. I said, I was just calling to let you know that this just happened. My husband's going to come get me. And, he says, he asked me if I wanted him to come out. And I said, no. And so the woman then I was at her house. She literally asked me and said, she said, I don't know how to ask this. She goes, but was it a black man? Because she goes, it's a black family that lives there. And I said, no, I believe that this is a white man. He was a white man in a truck, a young white man is what I said. And she said, okay. She goes, because that's a black family that lives there. And I said, no, I don't think that it was a black man. And then when my husband got there, I stood out front and we're still trying to get the Ring doorbell footage of me talking to my husband. But he asked me again, he said, what house was it? And I said, it was this house right here. And he goes, are you sure it wasn't a black guy? He goes, because that's a black family. And I said, no, I don't believe that it was a black man. And so we get in the car and we go to pick up the stroller. And I've said this a million times, I have never felt the fear that I had even just pulling up in front of the house when John opened the door to get out of the truck. The amount of, I've never went into like fight or flight like that before. And so he gets out of the car and he goes up to the woman's house, and a woman comes out onto the front porch, and she says something along the lines like, did you forget something, or did you leave something? And John laughs, and he's like, yes, we did, I'm so sorry. And I get out of the car, and I walk up to the woman, and I could not tell her fast enough what had happened. Like, she walks out on the porch, and I jump out of the car, and I said, I said, oh my gosh, yes, there was a man, and John was the one that said, a man was following her, chasing her, following her, is what I said. I use the word chasing, following me. And, so she said, I jumped out of the car and I said, I'm so sorry. I said, literally, I was pretending that your house was my house. I was walking up the driveway, and then I was like turning in. I was pretending that it was yours. And she goes, yeah, that was my husband. And so he ends up coming out, and he's like, I told you this was my house. And at that point, I literally started, I said, I'm so sorry. I said, I am so sorry. And I told him, I said, sorry. I said, I'm so sorry. And then, I said, this is your house. That was my words. I said, I'm so sorry. I said, this is your house. I said, I truly kept thinking, like, maybe this is his house. Maybe this is his house. And he says, well, I told you this was your house. And I said, you have to understand. I said, I'm so sorry. I said, it was such an awkward encounter. I said, the truck was like starting to slow behind me, and I'm out here with my little girl and my son, and I said, I'm a mom, and it was dark. And he said, but I told you that this was my house. He says, I was driving slow because I was looking at my Christmas lights. And once again, I said, I am so sorry. And they truly, they did not take my apology. And that night, I went home. And so if you guys saw on Instagram, I shared the story twice. The only reason that I shared the story is because I was heartbroken, and it was a really scary night. I've always shared everything on Instagram. And so that night, after that whole instance happened, I literally was sitting on the steps, first of all.
Oh, let me just stop it right there. She said that she has never been in something like that. She was so scared, fight or flight. And at no point in time did she ever think that she was speaking to a black man. She, for whatever reason, when we hear the audio from the very first video, you can tell that there's a deep voice there. You can tell there's a voice, and usually you can tell, if who it is, right? And I'm guessing that when the car was there, the window should have been rolled down enough to the point where she was able to discern if that is a black man or a white man. She's the one that keeps stating that, oh, I thought it was a white man. I thought it was a white man. I thought it was a white man. If that was the case, you wouldn't have been screaming. You wouldn't have been crying. You wouldn't have been yelling for help, because that same man in your neighborhood, in your town and city, is pretty much reflective of that population. Better yet, he's reflective of your husband. Just like I'm pretty sure the cop that you called that came to patrol, because I'm guessing a call went out because somebody reached 911. I'm guessing that he was reflective of your husband as well. So I'm a little bit confused on how you didn't know. And then the voice got even clearer when the man was trying to tell you that this is my house while you were standing directly on his property, on his porch. You repeatedly said that, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You got your baby, you got your cell phone, and you told your daughter to sit up there and run. And that's exactly what you did while you were screaming bloody murder through the streets at 5:30 something at night. But yet you're trying to make it seem that you were screaming that way because you felt that it was a white male, somebody of your neighborhood, somebody of your community, just driving a car at night, slowing down, seeing you about to do what? What did you really think that he was going to do, Sarah? What did you think? But let's continue.
And John kept trying to talk to me. I kept telling him I was so sorry. And I've never, just the panic. I literally could not come down from this fight or flight. From the time that I was at the woman's house to literally 30 seconds later, telling the woman that I was just followed, to the man stepping out on the front porch and it being his house. It was like all of these different emotions. And so I'm sitting at home, literally having this meltdown. And I kept telling John I was so sorry. I felt really stupid. And So on the way home, I forgot to say that the cop was driving around our neighborhood, and I'm getting all these messages. I'm so sorry. The cop was driving around our neighborhood, and I stopped him. We stopped him, and I jumped over, rolled the window down, and I said, "I am so sorry." I said, I'm so sorry. I said, it was his house. It was a misunderstanding. I'm so sorry. He was like, "It's okay. I'm glad everything's fine." I was like, "Yes, it's fine." So I ended up, we went home. And that night when I got home, I had tears, and I was making a cup of coffee. And if you guys know me, I put everything on Instagram. I talk all the time. It was an innocent mistake. I felt really stupid. I absolutely was crushed I felt like they thought I was stupid. I already felt stupid. I truly felt stupid. Like I said to them on the porch, like I kept thinking like maybe this is his house. And then like I'm running and screaming at the top of my lungs. And so yeah, like I felt dumb for sure. So I went on Instagram in my story. I still have it archived, and I like have tears, and I'm making a cup of coffee. And I said, I was like, "Man, you like talk about a night." I'm like, "Man, my night just completely took a left turn." And I was like, super scary. I was like, "I'll have to fill you guys in later." So I went live that night. And then I went live again the next morning. And I have to tell you guys, I have been on social media long enough to know that there's a lot of scrutiny. And so by me going live, I did not think that I was doing anything wrong. I was sharing the story of what happened, better safe than sorry, how scary it was, just what I went through. Like, that's the only reason that I went live. At the end, I talked about how I felt stupid and how this couple, like twice I apologized and nothing came of it. And so, yeah, that crushed me. I did feel really stupid. So that is the story of that night. Many of you guys were on those lives, and so you guys know the exact emotions and state that I was in. So we are here. And it wasn't until about 2 weeks ago, maybe a little less than that John was sitting in the living room, and he called me the day prior, and he asked me a question about, did you ever say, like, he said, "Did you tell the woman that he was black?" And I said, "No, I told her that I thought he was a young white man." He's like, "I thought so." And I was like, that was really weird that he called and asked me that. So the next morning, I was doing my morning reading, and he sits down in front of me, and he's like, "We have to talk." And so he told me that there had been a letter floating around our neighborhood that had been posted in our mailroom that had said something about a racist profiling in the neighborhood. And so, of course, you throw racism into the mix, it gets really yucky. And that was the furthest thing from what it was, to the point of literally we have a handwritten letter from the woman's house that I went to. I'm trying to get the Ring doorbell footage of me standing on the porch telling John when he asked, "Are you sure it wasn't a black man?" And I said, "I think it is a young white man." But she wrote a letter. She was like, "I'm happy to speak on your behalf. You absolutely told me that you thought it was a white man." And so we had 2 days in a row, the letter was posted in the mailroom saying that there was a racist profiling, not mentioning our name, but it was in reference to that night. It was taken down 2 times. And then I believe there was an email sent to our.
So we all heard that, right? She was going through the whole waterworks, and I want you guys to understand that she said when racism gets thrown into the mix, it gets very terrible, right? And usually for one side. The problem with that is if you pay attention, she's the one that mentioned race. She's the one that said that she felt that it was a white male, supposedly, right? That it was a white male following her. Now, when we go back and look at the video, it sounds completely different. Even when the husband relayed the information back to the wife of the black man that was being accused, they used completely different wording. In the video that you were able to hear, she tried to switch up the word versus what the husband used in the initial video. He said chased, right? Which means that somebody is actively trying to pursue, which means that they're going to more than likely try to do something nefarious. And 9 times out of 10, historically and societally, whenever people want to criminalize and try to judge, they will say, "Hey, we saw this black man, he was chasing, he was doing something, he was up to no good. This is normally how they like to pre-program a lot of people so that they can get used to a certain type of narrative. This is exactly why you see this woman crying these type of tears online, because it's not the same as back when Carolyn Bryant was alive. It's not the same as when you had the Central Park Five. It's not the same as Toulouse and many of the other cities that were burned down, that were disintegrated, turned to ash, turned to lakes, turned to ponds, turned into parking structures or areas for highways or whatnot. It's not the exact same time, because now people are able to gather information by way of having cameras on their homes. They're able to also record video and audio at the same time. And people also have the ability to put this information directly to social media so people can figure out fact from fiction. So now, because her narrative or whatever it is that she was trying to start or have go on did not pan out as well as she thought it was, now she has to backtrack. And now the original victims, which is the black family, but more specifically, the black male husband who is the homeowner, right, who also works in real estate within that city and that town, who was being accused of following a lonely single mother white woman. And remember, this is how she tried to portray herself. She tried to portray herself to the internet that, oh, I'm a mother and I'm two kids and we're just walking out at night. Shouldn't you be letting people know that you're married? Firstly, which means that you have protection, that if you need to call somebody, they're going to pull up in order to protect you. You're trying to make it seem as though that you're just out here solo dolo with two kids, just doing it on your own, just the independent thing. And that's far from the case. This is why you decided to get directly on that phone and you called who? Two people of your community. One, which is your husband, and the second, the men of your community, which is the police force who showed up. And then you had to run by him like, hey, roll down the window real quick. I just got to let you know the plan that we had, it really didn't work. They have it on Ring doorbell camera. So I'm just going to tell you that, it's all a mistake and we can just, carry on the way that we're supposed to carry on. And we're going to act like this never happened and try to plot on another family. Right. But it gets better. Let's go to the next clip.
20 minutes home and my car was broken into when I was at the store. And when I was a little girl, we had a man banging on our door and helicopters hovering over our home. So, did I overreact? Yeah, maybe a little bit. But I showed up at the door and I said that I was sorry 2 times. People are going as far as saying they're not genuine apologies, that I'm out to get them for whatever reason that is. I don't know how it could be twisted that way when I literally thought he was a white man. So I knew it wasn't going to stop there, but the Facebook page stuff was deleted. Not me ever asking for any of it to be deleted. I made a public apology to them through the video to a whole Facebook page of almost 500 residents in our neighborhood. And then I posted in the comments multiple times when people were just saying, like, disgusting and just tearing down our family's name. I once again came on and I said, if there's ever an opportunity to reconcile, like, I will. I'm so sorry I could have ever offended you. And so I've absolutely apologized multiple times. It's not been accepted. So now I woke up today and John starts sending me screenshots of people going on all of my social media channels. And, I had to make my pages private. On one of the videos of us talking about opening our store, there were over 360 comments, some of
Now I had to stop her right there. Now I want y'all to pay attention that she was crying for about a good. She started off the bat just like crying. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe that this is happening. I apologized a multitude of times. It was just an honest mistake. And like somebody listed, how is it possible that you could have the gall to tell a white man that he doesn't live at the house that he's telling you that he lives at? Sounds pretty strange, but yet she wants to play on a lot of people's intelligence, just like with this crying bit that she's doing at this moment in time. Like I told you earlier, she's doing all of this hyping up, all of this woofing, all of this crying, and then instantly, okay, now let me get serious and try to convey and break down the story so that you guys can clearly understand and hear everything. That's what I'm saying. Like you're looking at history. I want everybody to understand that when you look at America and you look at how it is that things have transpired, many lies, many tall tales, many white tears have been shed. It's been by women just like this, just like this. And because of women like this, you've had a lot of Black lives lost time and time and time and time and time again, time again. And yet nothing ever transpires to the liars that portray these type of lies, these type of tall tales, because they have the complexion for the protection at the end of the day. And no matter if they're caught in a lie, guess what? It'll just, oh, it was a mistake. I didn't really mean to. I'm not really racist. You heard her say it. I'm not really racist. I'm far from it. She just didn't go to the whole point of trying to list that. Oh, I have Black friends. I have Black families. I slept with a Black guy before. She didn't. I got mixed race babies. I got a Black baby. She didn't go to that extent that most of them would actually go when it deals with social media and trying to save their business and trying to backtrack and trying to portray themselves as, I guess, the freedom fighters that historically they try to give themselves the title of. Because a lot of people like to state that, oh, this is not indicative of every single white person directly out there, right? Cool, no problem. The issue is that every Black person out here doesn't have the time to try to discern who's good from who's not. We don't got the time. You clearly see this video right now where she's boohooing and crying. You clearly saw the very first video where she was all woofing, all this energy to yell and scream because she was trying to get the other white families directly out there to realize, like, hey, there's a problem. I'm giving you guys the bat signal. It's time for you guys to show up and do what you guys have always done historically. But nobody responded the way that she wanted them to respond. So her plan failed three different ways. And every single time she explains about her husband, I want you guys to also realize that even from the first initial video, when he pulled up to the scene, you didn't see him anxious. You didn't see him angry or mad or trying to get at somebody, really trying to get at the crux of the situation. He was like, yeah, my wife, she called me. She said that, some guy was, chasing her down in a silver car, whatever type of car that she listed. He spoke real calm. He wasn't anxious. He wasn't nervous. He wasn't hyped up. Nothing. She was the only one giving all of that energy. The funniest thing about it is normally in instances like this where the mother is crying, the kids would also be crying. Notice how none of the kids were even crying. The baby wasn't crying at all. Through all of the screaming that the mother was doing, the baby didn't react. The small child that's able to walk on her own, she didn't even react. Nobody was overreacting except for her. So again, that should let you know her mentality, the type of lies that she likes to weave. But let's continue.
Which absolutely were from our members, but I would say over 300 of them within a 10-minute span were from people coming to absolutely attack us, saying anything and everything you can imagine, from hating on my faith, tying that to racism and me not being who I say I am, to my family, to be on a lookout, to our business is destroyed, to you can imagine everything that's being said, to our direct messages, to my friends and members being messaged saying that I'm a racist, going as far as saying that I was trying to have a black man killed. That was commented a few times. To people texting me personally, calling me a racist pig. Our direct messages, our other businesses, Crave is being attacked, and every business platform, my Facebook ratings, everything is being attacked right now.
She really worried about that money.
So, everybody keeps asking for a public apology, and I wanted to get ahead of it. I don't want to just stay quiet, but I did shut my pages to private. I've explained to my Instagram exactly what I'm explaining to y'all. I absolutely am so sorry that I didn't think more of how they possibly could have felt in the moment and my reaction.
I'm sorry, my money's getting messed
I'm not
up.
trying to play the victim.
Yes, you are.
Very few people have truly said they can't, putting themselves in my shoes, and it does make me angry. It does, if I'm being completely honest, and I'm trying to be so slow to speak.
She's a great, terrible actress.
And I have said multiple times how stupid I felt.
After
I
you
even
lost
looked at
money.
him, like I said, when he came out on the porch. And I said, oh my gosh, this was your house. And I said, I kept thinking to myself, what if this is his house?
What?
But pulling up behind me, whether it's to look at your Christmas lights or not, I didn't know that. All I knew was it was dark. I had my kids. You're talking to me. You're continuing to talk to me. Now you're backing in this driveway. And then I asked if it was his house. And he said, yeah. I didn't believe it at that point. This was getting so awkward. I just continued to feel like I was getting pursued more and more.
Oh, hold on.
It
Wait.
had nothing to do with the color of his skin.
Hold on. Kate. Oh, let's just back it up. Hold on. Let me see if I can back that up real quick. Hold on. Let me see if I can put it right. Let me just put it right back here.
And he said, yeah. I didn't believe it at that point. This was getting so awkward. I just continued to feel like I was getting pursued.
That's the key word right there. I want y'all to pay attention to that. I'm going to leave it right there for a split second so everybody can catch up. She said it was getting awkward. I didn't believe it was his house because you knew it was a black man. She said that she felt like she was getting pursued because in her mind as a white woman, that is what she imagines whenever she sees a black man. She imagines and theorizes that black men directly want her, fantasize about her, want to touch and grab and oogle. That's what she imagines. And this is a lot of them directly in their mind when they see and think about black men. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And I also want to specifically, I'm going to single out at this moment in time because very often I've covered stories dealing with things like this and specifically to put it towards the black men out there that I know that are directly on the channel that have preferences. And your preference would be this woman directly right there. And I put a lot of these videos out there, again, not to tell you who it is to date, not to date, but to let you know that historically, these are the exact same women that would have no problem sleeping with you and then allowing you to either rot in jail or allow mobs to come directly at you and tear you apart or to hang you as some type of fixture, as a decoration of sorts. Right? So this is the other reason why I put a lot of stories like this out there, because I see sometimes in the comment section, people get a little bit carried away because they tend to forget about history and historically how young black boys, young black men and black men in general have been systematically targeted on purpose. And that's them without even trying to fetishize or fantasize about white women. That's just them. They could just be walking down the street and just magically bump into a white woman. Guess what? It's time to do a mob roll call, and they're about to clear out you, your family, and that city real quick. Oh, you holding him down in that jail? We're about to break him out of that jail, and then we're gonna, make some Christmas decorations real quick. We're gonna have a quick picnic. We're gonna have an alligator feeding party. So, like I said before, for a lot of the black men out here, and I know some of you guys might be in the background not commenting directly on this story, this would happen to be your preference, and this same preference has historically done these exact same lies. And I want you to witness that she's doing this to a black man that is married to a black woman that has a black child, that owns a home, that is a professional, that works within the exact same community of which he lives in, building homes. So if she can do that to him, what does that then mean to you? Matter of fact, I can take it back about 2, 3, maybe 4 years ago, where there was a African gentleman that was going with a girl that was a OF content creator, and they had an argument. They had a spat, right? She, wanted to feel a certain type of way, and she took his life. She took his life. She's covered in remnants of him. And some of the main people that helped to excuse it or to try to cover it up was her father. Look at how that worked out for him. He's no longer here. His family had to sit up there and bury him. And that was because of his skin complexion. Now, do you think that that would have happened to somebody like a Travis Kelce? Do you think that OF model would have did something like that to Travis Kelce? No, because that's reflective of her father and somebody of her community of which she respects. At the end of the day, they don't realistically respect you. Even if you do have somebody that you are with and you feel that that is the case, that's cool. That's great. But don't be stupid to think that because it's working for one black guy here, that you can take your chance and it's going to end up working for you. You can be dumb if you want to. And I'll be right up here doing a story on you, just like I've done for a lot of other black men out here, just like I've done for other young black boys out here who have inevitably ended up losing their lives. But let's continue.
More and more. It had nothing to do with the color of his skin. He could have been purple, orange, whatever. He was a man in a truck pursuing me. The tone of his voice was not welcoming or comforting at all. And so, yes, I panicked. Did I overreact? I don't think so. So, I'll leave this here for you all to decide what you believe. But I don't know if the owners will watch this or the people who have decided to come alongside them. I don't think I'm in a position of trying to win hearts anymore. I've made many apologies and they weren't accepted. So I don't think it's about an apology anymore. But I just wanted you all to know that I am a lover of everyone. I really am. And once again, I'm sorry for anything that I could have done to not hold your heart. What a terrible situation and terrible timing. Like, that's what it all boils down to. Really terrible timing.
Hold on. Another key part right there. Let me try to rewind that and keep that on the screen. She said a terrible situation and terrible timing. Now, I'm just going to ask the class, what specifically does that mean? Right? Was it terrible because of how it's ending up for you because you're losing your business of which you built from the ground up? And it's inevitably going to affect the income of the house because we don't know what John is doing. We don't know what his business is actually doing, right? Her business could be doing fairly well and it could be, covering the greater majority of the bills. So now that this has taken place, that can put a dimmer directly on the income that she's bringing in, which is going to hinder what it is that the family is able to do, which means that John is going to have to work 2 times harder than what he's doing right now. Is it bad timing because what you initially thought was going to happen didn't happen? Right? Was it bad time because it wasn't the 1970s, 60s, 50s, 40s, and the reaction that you thought that you was going to get, it didn't happen. The reaction that you thought the police was going to have didn't happen. The reaction you thought that your husband might have had wasn't going to happen. Is it also because you fantasized about this professional black man potentially hitting on you while you were just simply walking by yourself, a married woman with 2 kids at 5:30 at night? Is that specifically what you mean? Does it also mean that it's bad time because now people are actually seeing you for the person that you actually are, which is a very great liar? I'm a little bit confused. Why would you use the terminology terrible timing? That's a little bit weird. That's a little bit odd. Just like the other things that she said. It doesn't matter what color he could have been. Again, I want y'all to notice she's the one bringing up race. She's the one bringing up race. From my recollection, now somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. From what I can recollect, I don't even think the black family that was standing on their own porch, at their own house, at their own residence, at their own property, I don't even think that they brought up race. They just pointed out the fact that she said that he didn't live there. So all throughout these videos, 3 videos, she is the only one that brought up race, 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 race. And too many times I've done videos on social media and people like to tell me like, oh, Seji, why do you focus on, race so much? Everybody is a child of God. We're all the same. We're all made the same and yada, yada, yada. Obviously not, because historically I got some books of which your people kept the records on, and it further proves that we are not made the same. We are not of the same flesh. We don't have the same blood. We don't got the same genetics. And I'm just going by what it is that documentation wise your own people have written. It doesn't matter if it's psychologists, scientists, archaeologists, whatever. Whoever's doing the studying, those are the main ones writing the stories directly about black people and disseminating information to the masses. And then everybody else is going to decide to believe that information. So it seems like to me that one group is really fixated on race while another one is just trying to be human beings. And it seems as though that black people are just trying to be the human beings and see everybody for being human, while everybody else seemingly is focused on race for whatever reason. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Somebody can, let me know. Let's continue.
Timing. And now it's just getting really, really ugly. So, I just wanted to make sure that this was put out there publicly. Y'all are being very sweet. Thanks. Thanks, guys. I just sit here and I'm like, man, is there like anything that I could say just to like make people drop it? I just don't think there is. I just think it's just gonna hang there for a minute. Thank you for giving your time to this, everybody. It's not y'all's issue at all. So, I love you. If you guys start messaging me and stuff, the reason I'm not responding is we're supposed to be celebrating John's birthday today. So I'm going to try really hard to stay away from all of this and be present with the kids, because we've not been very present with them. My mind has been super tied up. Okay, that's all. Thanks, everybody.
The funny thing about her lies is that it reminds me of a video that I brought up to you guys before, where it was a young little Australian girl, and her mother came up to her filming and she asked her who stole the cookies, right? And at first she didn't, want to say, and she went around it. And then she finally said, she was like, a black man did it. And the mother bust out laughing. So that should tell you how they are raised and how it is that they view black men. She didn't say an Indian man stole it. She didn't say an Asian man stole it. She didn't say a European man stole it. She didn't say a man of her own community stole it. She specifically said at that young age, a black man did it. So, like I said, it shows you how lying is within people's DNA and how they can be trained, indoctrinated, and how it can be passed down. This is literally what we are witnessing at this moment in time. So if this woman is able to lie, what does that then mean for her daughter? How is that going to work out? Right? How is that going to work out? So I want to go to the polls real quick, and I got them up on both channels. Shout out to everybody that's watching at this moment in time. We got 95 on the first channel. We had about 469 views, and we had about 78 votes. So on the first channel, 3% of people, I asked the question on both channels, do you believe her clear tears? And was it a mistake? And 3% said yes, they believe her and it was a mistake. 94% said no, and 4% said maybe. So we go to the second channel where we have the exact same poll up. We have about currently 462 viewers at this moment in time. Much love, respect, and appreciation. I want to list that this is the highest viewership that we have more than likely ever had at one point in time during a live stream. A grand total of about 2,011 viewers. So the same question, do you believe her clear tears and was it a mistake? 5% said yes, you believe her clear tears and it was a mistake. An overwhelming 92% said no, and 3% said maybe. Look at that. It's quite amazing. But again, as I've told you guys before, whenever it is that I have this type of information where I can give directly to you to showcase what has taken place and happened historically, I will do so. Because far too many times, a lot of people will come directly to the comment section underneath videos and they will try to state that, oh no, again, like I said earlier, this is not indicative of white people. A lot of these lies and things that happened, they're horrible. And I'm not trying to excuse it, but what does that have to do with today? And here we have a white woman with fake tears crying in front of you today because she's losing her money. She's losing her reputation. She's losing her value. She's losing her respect. And the funniest thing, I've covered videos like this even during the pandemic. And for whatever reason, during the pandemic, whenever you had racist Americans rolling up to the scene, the true Americans rolling up to the scenes, you would have other racists actually supporting them. When you thought that the business was going to be closed down and all this other, nope, people would start up a GoFundMe and people would get 20K, 40K, 50K, 100K, right? And that's normally how it would transpire, how it worked. For whatever reason right now, I'm not sure exactly what took place, but magically you don't have that happening at this moment in time, or at least as frequently as it was. I would go out on a limb and say that her best bet more than likely would be to actually start up a GoFundMe to see where it is that she could potentially go, how it is that she could potentially get this to work out in her favor. Better yet, I would actually state that she could probably start up a OF. And I'm going to say OF because it's more than just the other content that's up there. You have people that cook, that do music, and to do art and all this other type of stuff. Since she has a business, and I'm guessing it's exercise, she could start that up, list that directly on her social medias, and people could work with her virtually, working out or whatever her business is, and she can have a subscription service for that and not have to worry about losing any type of money. But I guess because more than likely it's a physical business, more than likely brick and mortar where she's paying for space, she needs people to actually be there filling in that space. So again, she is the causation of why it is that she is suffering at this moment in time. Everything that she is going through is not because of the black family that was there. The only thing that was stated that took place was, number one, they verbally defended themselves, right? They stated that, hey, this is our actual residence. He does actually live here, even though you believe that he didn't, even though you lied and said that you felt that it was a white man chasing you, but you would never tell a white man to his face that you don't actually live at the place of which you're standing directly on, and then decide to yell, run, and scream for help as if, the end of the world is happening. The second thing that took place was that she said in the area of the houses or the management office, whatever it is, the laundry room, was that there was a note that a type of racist behavior took place to a family, and they didn't list any names. They didn't list the family, right? Who are the true victims, and they didn't list you as the perpetrator. But they were just letting everybody know that, hey, this is what took place. This is what happened. We're putting everybody directly on notice. And you said that it was up there once, and then it got taken down, and then it was up there again, and then it got taken down, and that was pretty much it. And then a email went up. I wonder who took that notice down. I'm not going to automatically say that it was more than likely her, because if she were to take it down, or her husband were to take it down, that would implicate them and let people know that, hey, more than likely that letter is talking about them. So more than likely it was somebody else in that community who feels a certain type of way about that family being there, but they don't want everybody else to know that, hey, this is the way we move and this is the way that we think. So they decided to take down that notice and that letter. This is why I've said over the years that these things are taught. These are behaviors that are there. And you have a lot of the kids and a lot of the others who are indoctrinated both by way of the college and the school system and the friends family that they're able to associate with. You got Bob, the milkman, Mike, the cable guy, Steven, the Amazon driver. All of them have the exact same mentality as the woman that you are able to see. They just act and react differently directly towards it. And they perform different actions as well. But what they make sure to do is to keep this same ideology alive. And they learn the same ideology from a lot of those who are around during the civil rights era, who are the same people who are the grandparents in their communities, who are the exact same people who are part of the Congress and the Senate and the government, who are doctors, who are lawyers, who are police officers, firefighters, nurses, EMS workers. Every important facet within this society, all of those people who are around during the civil rights era who oppose segregation are still around. They just move differently. Instead of them wearing their white clothing, parading on horses, burning crosses, and trying to scare people at night, they do it by way of laws. They do it by way of regulations and trying to oversee or quote unquote police the streets. They do it by way of, I got to word this differently, executions publicly that take place by way of police in black neighborhoods, because that's where the new plantation directly is. This is where the slave hands and the overseers went directly to. They're the police officers and the police chiefs. So they oversee the lands, right? While the slave masters, aka the people in government, tell them and order them directly what to do. They get paid chump change. They get told that, hey, you're actually, better than the people that you are monitoring. So you keep doing this for us, and we're going to give you some kickbacks. We're going to, make it do exactly what it do, and make sure to put some drugs, make sure to put some weapons directly in their community to cause further division, chaos, and loss of life, so we can keep them at order, so we can keep their population to a certain type of level, and we'll be square. When realistically, the problem is classism in the United States. But because the government has orchestrated the mentality that you see directly in front of you, where they have a inferiority complex, and you can clearly see it, or they like to fetishize, which you can clearly see it, they allow that to quietly spread so that they can have better control over their own people. But when black people try to explain this and tell this to a lot of the different individuals out there, they tend not to want to listen because they believe that somebody who is reflective of them, or better yet, they would not believe that they themselves would actually cause themselves harm when they are the most harmful to themselves initially, since their inception, since they first got here. So, like I said, I don't know specifically what a lot of people are going to do, but I'm going to point this out again to any of the black men out here where this is your preference. You better be very careful. I'm not going to, try to tell you who it is that you need to worship, you need to believe, bow down to. I'm just going to put out a smoke signal, let you specifically know what it is. The exact same way that I've tried to do for the black women out here, tried to put out the very same smoke signals. The thing that I've learned about these two groups who hate each other the most is that you guys are very much hard-headed, and you believe, just like most people, that one side is better than the other, when both sides are part of the exact same coin and they're playing you and you are just sacrifice pawns. Also, I want to note to a lot of the black men out there that another reason, and I had this snippet from a video from a very long time ago that at one point in time disappeared off the net. There was a young black man who said, why is it that white women go after black men? She gave an honest answer and stated that it's for the DNA, it's for the longevity of their kids. And she went into the genetics directly of it. And this is one of the main things that I've tried to tell to a lot of black men as well, that realistically, other than your genetics, you are worthless to this other side of the coin. They could actually care less directly about you, because there was a white woman that I saw that was in a car that had an interview with a black guy. And she specifically stated that being with a black man as a white woman does not net her any type of benefit. She does not get any type of up. She does not get any type of status. She doesn't get any type of a raise. It's almost, in a sense, a downgrade. And the black guy that was in the car didn't even know what to say. He didn't even know how to respond, because I'm like, yeah, you can't respond to that, because it is directly what it is. You don't have the necessary tools or the capabilities to, in a sense, give her the type of world that white men have already allowed it for her. Like, you're fighting a losing battle already. And the only thing that you can sit up here and say, like, well, I'm sitting up there, knocking them down left and right. Let me just let you know something. You're knocking them down because they allow you to. The main reason that a lot of black guys are able to even go towards Caucasian women is because of the control that white men have. They're allowing you, the little few out there, the ones that they don't really want. They're like, you can sit up there and go over there. You can be with all of these other type of men. We're not going to really bat an eye. We don't really care. It's only specific, certain types of white women where white dudes will just lose their minds. Right? If it was somebody like her, they're not gonna lose their minds. They're not going to care at the end of the day. It's not a loss for them at all. It's like, whatever. It's whatever at the end of the day. So you're literally looking at the fact of you're only there for your genetics and you have nothing else to really substantially offer a Caucasian woman. So what actually is the benefit for her? We know what the benefit for you directly would be. It's like, okay, well, some people are going to see you as maybe the man, depending on how she looks, depending on how her body looks. Okay. Maybe a few doors may get opened because people are going to view you as being docile. So it'll allow you easier entry versus if you were just single or if you were with a black woman. Okay, cool. Maybe it may help you get just a little bit more money. Okay, cool. But at the end of the day, will it help you conquer the world? No, it never has. And it never will. Because the same people that allow you to be with the women of their community are the same ones that are in possession of the power that makes this world go round. This is what it looks like when you have the illusion of inclusion. This is why if people happen to look back, there's a cartoon, there's a Black Panther cartoon, and Black Panther's father, I want to say it was earlier on, probably back in the 60s and 50s, right? And I'm just going to play it for you. So what took place was, I want to say it should have been T'Chaka. He was invited to this meeting with the world's richest men. And he came in there and disrespectfully, pridefully, ego-drivenly, the Caucasian men there was like, T'Chaka, welcome here, da-da-da-da, all this other type of stuff. He was like, don't you ever address me as if I'm your familiar, as if we're friends, if we're equal. I am a king. In the moment in time that he said that, they had to straighten up. They already knew that it was different. It was like, T'Chaka, my friend, we didn't actually mean, any harm, by it, but let's let bygones be bygones. We're sorry. So, let us know what it is that you would want. We can offer you anything, right? We can offer you, money and riches. And again, they have vibranium in Wakanda. And you're trying to offer somebody who is richer than you money that he already has 10, 50, 100 times over. Disrespect, number one. Number two, wanted him to, hey, we can offer you parts in different countries and all this other type of stuff. He has one of the richest countries in the world. Doesn't need it. Disrespect, number two. Number three, he was like, we can offer you women. And they showed the white women. Now ask yourself, why would they want to try to offer a king of a country, one of the richest, if not the richest? Why would they want to try to offer that king white women? Like I said, people got to pay attention. In a lot of these stories and a lot of these cartoons, they will deliver the truth directly to you, and they will tell you how it is that they perceive black men out here. How they feel that it is so easy just to get them to a certain point of being docile just by offering them just very simple things. We're going to offer you some trinkets. We're going to offer you a little bit of money. We're going to offer you our women because we know at the end of the day, that's what you really want, what you really desire, because the whole world desires our women. So we're going to throw them directly to you as well. So matter of fact, we'll even throw in some of the best ones. We even do that. So like I said, I try to point out a lot of these things, and I try to pinpoint them to different things so that people can get a simple understanding of where it is directly that I'm coming from. And again, I attack it from all angles, right? So let me break it down again. I can point out the fact of white people dealing with their own, dealing with classism, being brainwashed and manipulated by their own people to believe something about, black people and many other people directly out there. And again, this is the government that they voted for, Democrat, Republican. It doesn't matter. They're getting played. I can point out the fact that black people as well have been getting played for the longest time possible. No matter how we've tried to get along with anybody, somehow, some way, the government will come through and intervene and find its way. Three reasons I'll show you. Number one, they assassinated Martin Luther King Jr. Number two, they did the exact same thing to Malcolm X. Number three, they did the exact same thing to the Black Panther Party. And the Black Panther Party was one of the closest ones to actually get all walks of life together in order to see the government as a common enemy. And the moment in time that the Black Panther Party did that, they destroyed it. So again, that should tell you something. That should directly tell you how it is that the government is working at this moment in time, how it is that the government moves at this moment in time. Let me put it to a better understanding. You can look directly to TikTok, as I've done a live stream, and I think I have a video that should come up at a moment in time. You can look at the fact of they simply told you that, hey, we're taking away TikTok because it's about the data. It's about your safety. That's the same thing that they told you during the war on terrorism when it dealt with Al Qaeda, however it is that Bush Jr. wanted to say it, when it dealt with Iraq and the Iraqis and Saddam Hussein, Osama bin Laden, right? That's the propaganda that they, in a sense, told you in order to get you into that war, and also in order to get you to sign over all of your rights when it dealt with the Patriot Act. But then these are the same people who made every single one of their own adversaries, every single one of their enemies. Because at one point in time, a lot of these people, Saddam Hussein, Al Qaeda, the other faction directly out there, and so on and so on. A lot of these people were actually our friends. They were on American soil some way or another, but then they became enemies of the state. And now we're doing the exact same thing with China after we helped China go from being the copycats of the world because they just manufactured everything and didn't make anything for themselves. And now they're going to be the innovators of the world by 2030 through 2035. And that was by way of the United States government. Now the United States is telling you that China is the enemy. China. But if you go back and look during the Patriot Act, what was the United States government doing? They were spying on everybody. I had somebody recently tell me in a live stream and underneath a video in the comment section that, hey, TikTok was spyware from China. It was this, it was that. The real people that were spying, correct me if I'm wrong, because I did a video on this, but, I've done a lot of videos. Wasn't Meta, aka Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, weren't they sued for selling people's information to the highest bidder? Wasn't during the time of the war on terrorism, we found out AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, many others were found guilty of spying on the American people? What wasn't that something that took place, something that happened? I could swear. Somebody can, let me know if I'm incorrect. Because sometimes, everything is like water, my friend. Everything is like water. It's fluid. Because I've been doing this for so long with barely any breaks. But last time I checked, it was always the government that was at hand when it dealt with things taking place in this country. China's not the one that's messing up your money right now when it deals with a lot of these banks where you can't get your direct deposit and all of these other types of things happening. It's not China that's messing up the education system. It's not China who is controlling the electricity in Texas, of which they had a power outage during a not so severe winter storm, in a sense, because it's down south compared to up north. It's more severe, but it wasn't, China that did that. That was the government there in Texas that did not protect the people and that allowed them to perish. It's not China that burned all of that land in Maui, making people homeless, clearing out that land so that the indigenous people would now assume and find it worthless, and they'll try to get some scraps together and sell it to the highest bidder. Like you have Oprah, Mark Zuckerberg, and a lot of richest people that actually own land down there, which is baffling to me because they're not even indigenous. It's not China who's burning up California at this moment in time, which seemingly enough throughout the years, California has always been on fire. Right? It wasn't China who decided to drain the main area of which they held 117 million gallons of water, which would have been enough to help put out those fires in the Palisades. It wasn't China that did that. That was the government over there in California. And then that's the exact same government who's coming through that's telling you that we're going to make a LA 2.0, aka a smart city, which is something that I referred to and told you guys directly about. So during the time that you got people that perished, people that pretty much lost everything, they lost their businesses, their homes, their family, and specifically, I'm talking to a lot of you white folks. Y'all done lost everything. And you're watching the government right now allow these insurance companies to deny you money and to deny you claims of being able to try to get anything back. You're watching the government that you voted for, that's supposed to be looking out for the best interest of you, failing to do so. While the fires still rage on, they're like, yeah, we got plans for LA 2.0. It's going to be a smart city. We're also going to be hosting the Olympics in 2028. It was all a plan. They're showing you their moves directly in front of you. It's not covert anymore. It's out there in the open. They're showing you. But they said the main way to hide secrets, to hide information from people, is to put it directly out there in the open. And that's what they've been doing. And for whatever reason, I'm not looking at white people get angry. Why is that? All the other times that people wanted to protest, people wanted to talk about injustices that were going on, and not just talking about in their community, but they were using themselves as a torch to highlight the injustices for other people in the communities. When something is happening to you, white people, I'm seeing you not get angry. I'm seeing you not get anxious. What happened? You guys used to be so ego driven. You were so prideful. America is the best. We're the number one country. And you're watching the government that you voted for sit here and destroy you, burn you down the exact same way that you watched them burn down many black communities. What happened? Where's your voice at? Where's all of that moxie? Where's all of that energy? It only seems as though that you guys are triggered and only have energy whenever it is that people show you that black people are standing up and saying something. That's your trigger. But if black people ain't saying nothing, you're just like, oh, this is just business as usual. Well, as long as it's not hitting my doorstep, it doesn't matter. Well, that's sorry for Steven over there. He got to sit up there and be a man and big himself up and deal with that because it is what it is. And the main thing that I told y'all before is that whatever you sit up there and watch, whatever you happen to see is going to happen directly to you. So for all of the white people that's sitting back watching your own people, your own communities get burned down and bombed and castrated, it's on you. East Palestine, Ohio, chemical bomb, literally. White people, where were y'all at? You know how many poor white folks are down there in East Palestine, Ohio, that are struggling, that are, in a town where it's like 1 to 2 to 3 stoplights directly in there. There's barely any businesses there. Everything is like mom and pop. Is real simple. It's real old fashioned, old school, like y'all wanted it, right? Make America great again, right? But how is America going to be great if you allow all of your towns and your cities to get burned down by the very same government that you voted for? That's been plotting against you. That's been selling you out. That's been putting your jobs everywhere else and taking money and food and shelter away from you and your family and your community, while they're also putting you directly on drugs, turning you into zombie land in all of your towns and cities. When are y'all going to wake up? When are y'all going to wake up? When are you actually going to do something and fix the problem, which is you? But that's right. I forgot. You're not going to do it because you would have to face the fact that in this country, you are the actual problem. You are the reason that the country and the government is corrupt, because you can't point the finger at me as a black man that's sitting here. Black American that's sitting up here talking to you, wondering where is all of that energy, that bravado. You can't sit up here and say that I'm the reason that your government is corrupt. I had nothing to do with it. I didn't build this. I didn't flee from Europe. I didn't clear out the prisons and jails in Europe of all of the undesirables and send them elsewhere. I didn't do that. I didn't flee Europe because I didn't want to be under the king and queen rule, and I wanted something directly for myself. You did that. You did all of this hard work. All of your forefathers, all of the great presidents. Y'all got the Constitution, the amendments, Declaration of Independence, and you're watching everything burn down. I told you guys a long time ago that the dragons that you just so happen to send out all across the world to burn down the villages, the towns, and the cities of everybody else, and you guys were just partying, hee-hawing, and laughing while you were just pillaging and taking what's left and hiding other types of information. I told you that sooner or later, those dragons were going to come right back home. And the same thing that you laughed about and watched is going to happen to you, and it's not going to be a laughing matter. And you're watching that right now. You're watching your government that is reflective of you burn down your states and cities. You're watching your government that is reflective of you rob you willfully. They're just patting down pockets. Yo, what you got up in here, bro? Let me get that. Oh, you got a 20 up in here? Oh, you got a black card? You got a Rolex? Oh, you got that ring on that you just got married? Oh, you got that? Oh, we taking everything. And your clothes and your shoes and your jacket and your car. Matter of fact, I don't even need your house. We sitting up there taking that too. What's the numbers in this bank account real quick? We taking everything. The government is taking everything from you. They're taxing you for everything, stuff that don't even need to be taxed. White people, explain this to me. How is it possible that you can just get a paycheck? You already got taxed. And then you turn around and spend money just to get taxed again. Or you happen to invest in something with money you already got taxed on, and they want to tax you from that. In some instances, depending on the currency that you want to decide to put your free money directly into, they want to take 40 to 45%. Explain that to me. Explain it to me how it is possible that in the 80s, somebody who was a shift manager at McDonald's or what have you, one job, was able to have a house and have a car and still afford groceries. Explain to me, white people, how is it possible that all of us have to, in America, pretty much work 2 to 3 jobs? And you can barely afford groceries. You can still barely afford your car insurance, health insurance, insurance for your family. You can barely even afford to actually get a house. In some instances, you have a lot of people across the United States that are living neck to neck with family because it's really that tough. And this is the same government that during the economic, I'm not going to say the economic fallout, but during the housing crisis, they were bailing out the banks. Explain that to me, white people. How do you allow your government, other rich people, to bail out other rich people before they bail you out? Then on top of that, they got the nerve to also bail out the banks. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but we've already had multiple stories where a lot of these banks were overcharging a lot of people, right? Which means that they were stealing your money. Some people were having their accounts closed for no reason. Some people, if they wanted to cash a $500 check, they were getting the police called on them because they felt that it was fraudulent. White people, how have you allowed this country to go out in such a disarray, to be such a laughing stock? We're supposed to be the free world. We're not supposed to be a third world country. What happened to the pride? What happened to the ego? What happened to all of that you guys used to exude? I don't see it right now. I see failures, walking failures, house of L's. You looking worse than the Lions did back on Thanksgiving Day when they had about 16 or 17 losses, the worst record in NFL history. That's what I'm looking at right now. It's to the point where you guys are allowing Elon Musk, who is an immigrant, South African, but because he's in America, that would make him an African American. You're allowing Vivacek, who is Indian. So now he's another immigrant. He's coming here. So technically, he would be American Indian. You're allowing 2 immigrants to sit up there and tell you, white men, that you guys aren't cut for these jobs in America, in your own homeland of which you stole. Imagine that you stole something and you allow somebody in the home that you stole, and they said that, you know what, you're not good enough for this property. You don't know how to manage it. You're not educated enough. Ain't that interesting? Because that's the exact same rhetoric that you guys would also sit up there and tell black people. We're not good enough. We're always begging. We're looking for handouts. They gave you the exact same words that you've always said about the black community. And I watch you guys on Twitter just blow up. No real fight back, though. It was just words. It was just helium, hot air. That was it. You weren't, there was no gusto. There's no, proof in the method. Matter of fact, you can happen to go look at the families who bring in the top amount of money in the United States. White people, you guys are not up there. How are you allowing immigrants to outshine you when it deals with income. How does that work? You're supposed to be the gods of the universe, He-Man. You're supposed to be the gods of gods, Olympus. You modernize all of society, all of the world, and I'm looking at you as failures. It's crazy to say, but you guys were in a sense greater back in the 40s, back in the 1900s. You guys actually had the gusto, the energy. You worked together as a group to actually do something. You were committed. You actually got things done. Now, I don't know what you are. It's pitiful. It's sad. It's sad. Like I said, this is why a lot of people say like there is no fear when it in a sense deals with you guys anymore. Nobody is actually afraid of you because you've made sure to pass that energy along to other people. You made them the greatest enemy and you wanted to make yourselves the hero because you felt that that was the way to do it. When realistically, in order to take hold of a world, you have to make people afraid. You have to make people fear you. Fear is respect and respect is fear. You guys lost that whole meaning. You guys, for all intents and purposes, seem very docile. And it's sad. It's very pitiful. I pity you at this moment in time that you literally have other immigrants who are non-black telling you that you're less than. What happened to you? What happened to you? It's crazy. It's 100% crazy. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Pity you. Mm. 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 So you got Brian Phillips that said the chosen ones are doing this, you idiot. I'm not exactly sure who the idiot actually is, but you know, whatever you believe, sir. Whatever you believe. Whatever you believe. But you know, I in a sense I get what it is that you know you're trying to convey without actually stating it, right? You're talking about the, you know, the chosen people. I get it. But I just want to state that if you have a quote unquote, you know, chosen people, they're not supposed to be greater than you. The way that I looked at history, or the way that I was taught, was that white men were the kings of the world, that everybody wanted to be them, everybody in a sense feared them, which meant that everybody respected them. So to hear that a quote unquote chosen ones are mightier than the white people directly out here, that's you know, that's crazy. That's diabolical. Right? That's to basically say, like, all right, you got Superman. He's the mightiest, he's the greatest of greatest, but then you're going to say that, oh, well, you know, the reason that, you know, Superman is in a sense weak, you're doing all this other type of stuff is because, you know, the chosen ones are the ones that are, you know, controlling, you know, Superman. That sounds completely crazy, which means you're not really that great. That means for the longest time possible that you've been selling a facade, you've been selling wolf tickets because you've been hiding the fact that somebody else is actually greater than you and somebody else is actually pulling your strings. AKA, we got those pyramid schemes basically going. So we got the chosen ones at top. We got white people on the first, second, or third level. We got everybody else that happens to follow white people on the third, fourth, and fifth level. And then we got, I guess you could say, black people at the bottom tier of the pyramid. And this is where people like to say that we have the trickle down economics, that whatever great happens to everybody else is going to trickle down and we're going to profit directly from it, which is bull. Which is bull. It's crazy. It's 100% crazy what we're looking at this moment in time. America is directly in shambles. The government is in shambles. You got Roseanne Barr wearing braids and she's rapping with a white goddess from Canada that's portraying himself to be black. Again, the craziness that is 100% taking place at this moment in time, you can't make any of this up. I never thought that we would be here at this moment in time in 2025. I was actually envisioning other things, maybe a little bit more being optimistic, maybe being a little bit more positive. But, you know, again, I didn't envision this taking place and happening. I really didn't. But at the end of the day, I want people to realize, and everybody that's here, that the government means to control every single facet of your life. I brought you guys videos before dealing with the Fed now, which is the government trying to make sure that they are able to see the ins and outs of your money and your bank account. Matter of fact, I actually have another video where the IRS has been caught using AI to spy on American citizens' bank accounts. And you have to ask yourself, why would the government? Nobody here has anybody that's in this chat right now. I'm pretty sure that none of you guys have anything to hide. But why would parts of the government use AI to spy directly on your money? Why would they need to know what it is that you are specifically holding? The other video I brought directly to you was by way of a white American, and he specifically told everybody that, hey, you got a Republican that is who is sitting in office right now, and he voted on the TikTok ban, and he put over $1.7 million on Meta stock. And then after he put, within 40 days, after he put that 1.7 million on Meta stock, he then voted yes to ban TikTok. Now you have to ask yourself, why would somebody who is sitting in government, knowing the fact that this is in a sense impeding on your freedom of speech, why would they decide to do this? They're playing you, just like they've played everybody. Exactly. Like Max said, insider trading. Insider trading. And this is why in the last live stream, I brought up the fact of Robinhood and many of these other places where people were able to do stocks during the pandemic, and how it is that you literally saw these big money areas playing with ordinary people's money, making sure that you stay broke while they want to run away rich. That's what they were doing. And that's the exact same thing that the government is doing right now. They're plotting and planning, trying to position, trying to watch how it is that everybody reacts, taking notes, and they're trying to simplify and perfect the plan so that they can finally implement a full ride, so that they can cause chaos, so that you guys can't critically think. We're already not, a lot of people right now aren't critically thinking, aren't seeing beyond, what everything is, because they got everybody so fixated on all this other type of stuff. I'll put it back to another situation. Go back to the pandemic and watch how everybody was coming together and realizing that, hey, police are actually quite evil. They're not, quote unquote trained. They're not actually here for the people. They're not actually here to protect us. They're to protect the interest of themselves and the rich people that tell them what to do, and also the government. People started to realize that, and you had people of all nationalities, races, ethnicities going out there, and they were protesting together in unison. The government was like, we can't have this. We're going to stop this. We're about to open back up all of the sports games. So you're going back to NASCAR. You're about to start watching hockey again. We're going to start football and the NBA directly back up, and even the WNBA. We're going to start everything back up. We're going to open back up these movie theaters. We're going to open back up these malls. We're going to stop the whole thing of everybody needed to stay 6 feet. We're going to stop all this other, type of stuff. We're going to allow you guys to go right back to normal, because we're not going to have you guys deciding that you want to come together and try to look at us as the problem. No. We're going to orchestrate that problem for you and tell you what the actual problem is. Ask yourselves, for the white people here, why would you have to ask and beg the government to do what is right for you? Why would you have to do that? If the government is reflective of you, if you are they and they are you, why would you have to beg or tell them that, hey, this is what you need to do? You need to do this right now. Why would you have to do that? But they're not receptive of orders, but they expect you to be receptive of their orders. But yet you're the main ones that sat up there and told everybody in the United States that the government works for the people. not the other way around. But here we are again, white people. You're working for the government. They're ordering you. They're telling you specifically what it is that you need to do, and you're following those orders while kicking and screaming, following the orders. It's crazy to me. It's diabolical how that works. I guess you can, in a sense, say that that goes with that mental slavery, that goes with that psychological, conditioning that happens with warfare over the years, where they can break down somebody's mental and mold them to what it is that they want to be. Somewhat similar to what people like to bring up with MK Ultra. It's crazy how that works. It's crazy how that works. Wait, so I'm a little bit confused. I'm not sure exactly who you're telling this to. You said you are a racist, and if I have to remind you of this every day, I will. You are racist and will be because that's all you know. I'm a little bit confused. If people are actually just writing things just in general, like I said, I need people to specifically state what it is that they're talking to, or maybe some people are just now showing up because they were watching the video that we were already on, and they're taking a minute to actually catch up. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure at this moment in time. I want to give a okay, so let me go back to the polls because those are actually still open. So on the first channel, we got about 77 current viewers. Overall, we had 780 people. Much love and appreciation to any and everybody watching on the first channel. We got 127 votes now. I wrote, do you believe that her clear tears? Do you believe her clear tears, and was it a mistake? 4% said yes, you believe her and you think that it was a mistake. 93% said no, and 3% said maybe. On the second channel, we have a overwhelming 734 current viewers. So shout out, much love and appreciation to everybody on the second channel that came directly in. Again, this is the most that we have ever had during a live stream. Overall, we had about 7,421 people. I pose the exact same question here. We've had about 423 votes, and I asked the same question. 4% said yes, they believe it was a mistake and they believe her tears. 90%, which is a little bit shocking, 90% said no, they don't, and 6% said maybe. Hey, it is what it is. It's it's tough out here. Also, to anybody out there, subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button just in case if you like content like this. That will, let me know, and I will, periodically make sure to frequently do more content like this. Again, I only expected about a good 60, maybe 30 of us to actually be here at this moment in time. So again, shout out. I'm not sure what's going on with the algorithm when it deals with YouTube, but we're doing pretty fabulous at this moment in time. Hey, let me tell you, looking pretty great. So again, love and appreciate everybody that took out the time in their day to listen to me. I'm not sure if some of you guys might also be down in the dumps because TikTok is gone at this moment in time, but you have other websites that are currently coming up at this moment in time that people will fluctuate to. And, we will see what will take place. But as I've stated in a previous live stream, what will more than likely happen is that this is a setup to potentially maybe have people love Trump more who initially did not vote for him. So if he happens to come through and he saves TikTok and he's like, hey, TikTok is okay, we're going to we're going to, take the ban directly away so that you guys could do what it is that you need to do. They're going to do it. Also, I want to let people know this because I have some other information dealing with TikTok. It wasn't just TikTok that was down, actually. It was quite a few things that were down. I'm trying to see if I can actually find the picture that I took. So the things that are actually affected with TikTok, the following are some of the apps developed by ByteDance Ltd and its subsidiaries and are affected. You have TikTok, TikTok Studios, TikTok Shop Seller Center, so pretty much all of TikTok, CapCut, which is a program, Lemonade, HighPick, Lark, Team Collaboration, Lark Room Display, Lark Room Controller, Goth, AI Study Companion, and Marvel Snap. Marvel Snap is a game that I actually play. Didn't know it had anything to do with ByteDance. I tried to actually log in, and I received the exact same message I received on TikTok. The other thing that I want a lot of people to realize and understand too is that they are testing the grounds, because I've heard that they were stating that they might be looking at video games as well. So we don't know how far this is going to extend. So another white American woman stated that once you open the door for the United States government to do these types of things, they're going to pretty much flood and do whatever it is that they want to do. So if they've already gone after one app, knowing that it's going to be attached to different things, nothing's stopping them from going after a lot of video games. And maybe even more things, right? Because again, everything's about China. It's about the protection of the American people. But realistically, the American government has never actually cared at all about the American people. They've only cared about themselves and their own best interest. Yo, Awaken, much love and appreciation for the $10 dono. Awaken stated, thanks for all that you do. Much love, respect, and appreciation to you and for the support to the channel. But yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. Minimalist said that fan base is rocking. We'll see. We will see how everything will just so happen to work out and how long that this will stay. Because usually, as we've seen before, the moment in time that one thing is gone, people will flood to a whole nother thing. The same thing happened with Twitter. At one moment in time, something was happening with Twitter and people had a problem and people started leaving Twitter, and then they came directly right back. I want to, because of fan base, I want to specifically state this to a lot of the Black Americans directly out there. At one point in time, there was an issue directly with TikTok with Black content creators. I went over this in a previous, live stream, so you may have heard this before. So it's a little bit of a rehash because we got way more people here. But long story short, Black content creators came up with fads, came up with dances, came up with a lot of different things, right? Even slang, music, whatever you want to call it. Caucasian content creators will then take what it is that the Black content creators were doing, right? Because they weren't really getting a little bit of they weren't getting all the energy and a lot in the spotlight, and they would take it and they would put it to their platforms, and then they would just blow up overnight. Everybody would flood them, they would love them, and they would give them money, they would subscribe, they would follow, they would get all of these sponsorships, all of this money because of what it is that the Black content creators did. Black content creators got mad, was like, hey, we're going to ban this app. We're not doing no dancing. We're not doing none of the stuff that we normally do up until y'all start acting straight. And lo and behold, that didn't last that long. What was about like a few weeks, maybe a month or so. And then Black content creators were right back there doing what it is that they normally do, because people got to understand that a lot of this was attached to money. Right. So a lot of those Black content creators couldn't really afford to do that for so long because, again, a lot of people are actually making a decent living directly off of this. And that's the other reason that I brought a lot of things up and attaching it to the government, because the government doesn't want you to be self-sufficient at all. So, the main problem is that when it deals with Black Americans, we can seemingly fluctuate and flock to other platforms that people have made and also made popular, and then we'll be the icing in the cherry on top, and we'll just blow it out of proportion, and everybody's really coming. But then when it deals usually with our own platforms, we're not so quick to try to support. We're not so quick to try to subscribe. We want to complain about how much money it costs, the subscription, or what the payout is, and all this other type of stuff. So like I said, if fan base is moving at this moment in time, much love and support the fan base. And hopefully to some of the other black platforms directly out there that are able to profit from the migration that is taking place because of, what happened with TikTok. Hopefully, because of the migration and the banning of all Americans there, that you'll start to have sponsors, let's say like a Pepsi, a Coca-Cola, uh, you'll have an Amazon or whatever. They'll start looking at these other platforms where black people are congregating, and they'll start throwing some money directly over there, so that then that platform can start to pay those content creators, maybe somewhat close to what they were getting paid on on TikTok. It may not be the same, but something is better than nothing. But in order for any of that to happen, black people have to be there to support it, to blow up a lot of these platforms and to make it a big thing. But again, all of this is about control at the end of the day. So I really hope that a lot of people are paying attention to the messages that I've been saying consistently in these live streams, along with the videos that I have been putting out. Hopefully, one of the videos that I put out actually got turned yellow. I'm not sure if it was because of the information or because of the cursing or a combination of both, but yeah. So again, if you like content like this, I have more content on both platforms that you can peruse, look directly through, anything from live streams to shorts to short form videos, medium form videos, long form videos. So you can, find anything that you may like or may want to disagree with, which usually a lot of people tend to disagree. So that's where we are with that. But I don't want to, have this going for too long and I just start babbling about other stuff that people, don't care about. So, I'm probably going to end it directly there. And I also put this out there as well, too. If people are also interested in, if you're a gamer, potentially, again, you can subscribe to the gaming channel. And, we have things that are away from politics where you can just take a rest, you can breathe, and you can just take in some entertainment and just laugh and do a variety of things. Or sometimes I may just so happen to play something here during a live stream if, people are actually interested. But, just saying. Carmela said, yes, that is what I'm talking about. Wait, I'm trying to figure out. Okay. So a lot of people are coming in from how delayed is the live stream? That's what I'm trying to figure out right now, because I don't have any time. Do I got time stamps? It's 1:27 for some of these comments. It's at the same time, but it's still delayed. It's still delayed. Yeah, I think people are actually still on the video. How far back is this delayed right now? I'm a little bit confused. But shout out to anybody that's actually still here at the moment in time. Again, love you guys a lot. Appreciate you guys. We got Dr. Sen Q said, I am from. Matter of fact, before I go, what state is everybody from? I was going to say, where is everybody calling from? But what state is everybody from at this moment in time? Let me know. You can just type that in the chat so I can see. Oh, wait a minute. Hack is in Cali? Yo, that's crazy. I ain't even we got, quite a few people from Cali. I know Tippy is from Cali as well. And we got Brother Exile, he's out there in Oklahoma. We got one of our moderators, Officer Haku, aka Brandon V World, who also has a channel as well. If you actually go to, I want to say both of my channels, you can actually find Brandon V World if you're interested in some of the content that he does. He does video game content where he covers, news dealing with that. So he has that up as well. He's from Texas. Let me see. Thomas Clark said, live on YouTube right here. So you're AI right now. That's what I'm getting. Nathaniel, what is up? Said Texas. Indian Lake, Ohio is from Ohio. TMC is from Cali. Thomas from Cali. Keyshawn. Yo, everybody's from Cali. Everybody from West Coast. Damn, it's crazy. Max said, snowy, freezing in Florida. Ooh, wait, it's snow in Florida? Oh yeah, I think that weather. I think it was like a snow front or something taking place there. Rohan, what is up from Pennsylvania? Julian from the Bahamas. Shout out, much love and appreciation to you and yours. We got Cleanup Man from Mississippi. We got Heavens from California. Fish Slab from Georgia. Who else we got? Oh, he said it's the best coast. Hey, look here. I ain't trying to debate. I love everybody, man. I know y'all got shooters. Don't send them after me. We got Honey from Cali. Yo, we got somebody from Budapest. Who is that? We got wow. I'm not even gonna read that name right now. But if you're from Budapest, shout out to you, shout out to your people. We got Walter from Fort Myers. We got Leanne Peterson from the UK. Shout out to you and yours out there. Stay safe. Who else we got? We got Miss Bennett from Chicago. Okay, I see you. Much love. Who else we got out here? We got Minimalist Cali. Oh, we got Harlem out here. Harlem. You know, shout out to Killer Cam and Dipset, Mace, all of them. Oh, we got the Bay Area out here. I was gonna try to do it like E40, but it's still a little bit too early. I was gonna do the whole Bay Area thing, but I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do it. We got the Yay area out there with Kelly. Okay. We got Kirk from Timbuktu. Wait, word for real? Or you just playing? We got two. Well, technically, okay. So we got Kelly with a Y. That's from the Yay area, right? And we got Kelly with an E from Vegas. We got Deathlock from Florida. Okay. What is that? Natasha said that it's 12:31 in Memphis. Oh, yeah. The time difference. I got you. G-Man said, I don't mess with that woman. Acting like her. Now she want to explain herself. Her actions could have gotten that man taken out. Yeah, which is bars. She's a liar. Yeah, that's 100%. Thomas Clark is saying, smash and hit that like button. Let me just post that directly up there. That's bars. Again, if you like any of this content, anything that you happen to see here, please hit the like button. Let everybody, know that you also like this content, as well. And, if you don't mind being too friendly, hit that subscribe button. Just saying, help a brother out. I'm trying to get right back up to where I used to be from the old platform after they kind of tried to dismantle that. We would have been at 100K, but because of the information I was putting directly out there, YouTube didn't really like it. They disagreed with it, even though the same information is on their platform. They was like, hey, we're going to start taking away your subscribers, and we're going to make sure that this channel isn't where it used to be. So that's why we got two different channels running at the same time. We got the original SEIJIHITO channel, and then we also have SEIJIHITO, the second coming. So that's to, help people catch up to what's going on. Let me see what we got. 8 directionally. I don't even know what that means. Basketball Hall of Fame. We got lovely Lisa in the building. What is up? Let me go back real quick because we still have the polls up. We got 138 on the first channel, 4% with a yes, 92% with a no, 4% maybe. Let's see if we got a change on. Oh, actually, it is going down on the second channel. We got 504 votes. 5% says that they believe her. 88% says no. 7% says maybe. Again, to the people hiding in the background, you don't want to be known. I get it. I understand. Like I told people before, I don't bite. I don't harm people. So there's no reason to be scared unless you say something stupid, and then you're going to get highlighted and you're going to happen to hear my mouth. That's usually how it works. But usually if people are cordial, people are nice, I'm the exact same way. We can be friends, even if you dislike me. and hate the content. Just saying, just putting that directly out there. We're all adults here. We're all adults. We got Makiba Anderson said, finally caught a live. Hi, everyone from Marion, South Carolina. What is up? What is up? Much love, respect, and appreciation to you and your family out there. Oh, whoa, we got somebody from Mozambique, VIA Shanghai. Yo, what is up? Much love and respect to all of your family out there. Much love, much love. Kelly said, that's funny. They don't take them girls down, shaking their bare butts off of YouTube. The funniest thing is I've pointed out the fact that there's other issues directly on all of these social media platforms when it deals with minors. So TikTok, Twitch. I'm not even going to get into Twitter or X because that content is allowed, but mostly it's TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube, and also IG. I've pointed out and I've done videos and even some live streams showcasing the type of content that you're going to find, especially on YouTube, which is very harmful and detrimental. And, it shouldn't be disseminated and younger people shouldn't be able to find it. And some of the content on YouTube, which has to do with full nakedness directly on there, you don't actually need an account to view or watch. And you have a lot of women directly out there who have accounts on other platforms that skate past the TOS on YouTube by trying to say that the video is for educational purposes when realistically it's not. It's to promote their other platform. This is why they have link trees and all these other types of things directly up there. So, I just want to put that directly out there. I touch literally a lot of different topics here, just in case you're unaware, you're not initiated to what it is that I do here. I pretty much cover everything and every continent, literally. So what we got? Hack said, I hate you because you play Xbox. I mean, I got everything though. I got Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch. I'm everywhere. Like I told people before, if you are into other types of entertainment like gaming and whatnot, I can easily do that. If people are interested, y'all can, let me know. I might put a post directly out on the front of the channel for a community post, and y'all can let me know if y'all interested in gaming content, and I can start doing that as well to give y'all something to relax to. It can be with commentary or without commentary, either which way, I can do that, no problems. What was it? Since the Xbox is way better, he said, joking, no disrespect. Yo, boss man, what is up? What is up? What is up? What's up? I ain't seen you in a minute. You said, can you tell me what this is about? So long story short, the woman that you see directly in front of you, she decided to make a fairy tale and state that a black man was following her in a car. It was around 5 from what the camera marker said. It was about 5:33 at night, and she was walking with her kids. It was PM, right? Not AM. And she was walking with her small baby, a toddler, and a child that's able to walk. And she said that this man was following her in this car. She got afraid. She decided to step onto somebody else's residency. She proceeded to act as though that it was her home. And then once the man came and questioned her, like, what are you doing here? She questioned him and asked him, hey, is this your home? And he said, yes, I live here. She said repeatedly 2 times, I don't believe you live here. I don't believe that this is your home. She proceeded to get her kids. She ran around the house and she proceeded to scream like she done lost her mind, like somebody was actually after her, like Slender Man. Long story short, to find out that the black man, who was a realtor that has his wife and his child directly at their residence, of which she stated is not his, he lives there. That's basically what happened. And she made a live stream going and telling people, turning into the victim with her tears, stating that, oh, I'm actually the real victim. I'm not actually, racist. I didn't know. I initially thought it was a white man. I assumed that it was a white man. I don't know why color has anything to do with this. I'm not a racist. I'm not that type of person. This is affecting my family. This is affecting my brand. This is affecting my business. This is affecting my bottom line. And this is where we are. Right? You see the fake tears. She's, looking out of one eye to make sure that it's still focused, that people can see the raw emotion there while she's trying to, wipe the tears out of one of her eyes. That's what you're able to see at this moment. Let me see. What else we got directly up here? Thomas Clark said, "Great job and thank you. Much love, respect, and appreciation. I'm glad you are able to enjoy the content. I also hope that for anybody else that might have just gotten here, that helped you, pretty much catch up. I also want to let people know that I will break this down. I will have a solo video where it'll be all the videos there and commentary, not as lengthy as an hour and 54 minutes, but it'll be some commentary directly there so that people can catch up just in case they don't want to sit through a full on live stream. So we'll have this, two different ways. I normally do live streams to help people go through their work period just a little bit, and then we also have the other type of content just in case you want something that's a little bit quicker, maybe 15-20 minutes. G-Man said, "Hey, I've seen other vids of yours. For real. Keep up the great work. Much love, respect, and appreciation." Thank you. Keyshawn said, "Hashtag no switch life." It's cold-blooded. We actually got the Switch 2 coming out. Silo said their power has been dwindling. It's just that now is being televised. True. Thomas Clark said, "Not a gamer, but I love your spirit." All right. I got you. You said, Rain said, "What happened? Did Dirty Foot lie again?" Yes. We got Carolyn Bryant 10.0. That's I'm not even gonna go to like the 3.5. We're skipping past those numbers and we're going straight to 10. Let me see. Mr. Gino said she's gone viral now, as she should. Yeah, and you're going to have some people that are going to sympathize, that are going to say that it was a mistake. She apologized a multitude of times. What more do you want her to do? And I'm going to simply state, don't do stuff like this. That's what more I would want people to do. Think before you decide to act. But a lot of people are absent and they refuse to think or use critical thinking. So here we are. This is why you have this live stream and my commentary going directly with it. Bossman said, "What's up, Seji? Happy New Year's." Oh yeah, Happy New Year's to everybody here as well. I'm not sure if everybody celebrates New Year's or whatnot or whatever. Much love, respect, appreciation, and Happy New Year's to everybody directly out here. Raymond said, "Maybe that's her problem. You're putting everything on Instagram. Stop it." Yeah. The Bossman said, "How do I find this online?" I'm not sure what you may be talking about. It's time for the foolishness to stop. Yep. Hack said, "I hope he sues her." I hope so too. I hope so too. Like I said before, behind this, you've had a lot of lives in towns and cities demolished, burned down, gone over fake tears. It's crazy. Let's see what else we got. See, Thomas Clark said, "Thank you. Her viewers will fall prey into her web. A great manipulator she is." Yep. That's 100%. Natia 3000 said, "Just got here. What did she do?" What didn't she do? She lied. She fabricated a story against a married black man who was a realtor and tried to paint him out to be a criminal, all to find out that her narrative was false and it was not believed in her neighborhood. The way that she was screaming and crying and emotionally trying to go about the whole situation, it was just straight lies. It was tears on tears on tears, and no water was coming directly out of that faucet. Let me tell you, nothing. Indian Lake said, "Didn't she already lose her business?" I'm not sure. It's probably getting there, because what usually happens is that once people happen to see videos like this, they start backing away pretty quick. A lot of funding and money starts going down the drain because people don't want to be associated with anything like this. Even if you have people that agree with how it is that she moves, they don't want the outward appearance to look as though that they agree, even though that they do. They want people to look at them as like, oh, they're just a person, right? Not that they're, cohabitating side by side with her type of ideology and how it is that she moves. B. Isaiah said, I believe her husband came back with a weapon. He was too calm. He was strapped. He probably was. From analyzing that and looking back at a lot of videos that I've done, and I've viewed people who normally have weapons on them, that's usually the type of demeanor that will transpire. Even though you have two demeanors, if you want to go by the police, normally it's pull first and ask questions later. But usually when somebody has concealed carry, they're the calmest people directly out there, right? And especially it's at night. But I'm pretty sure that Caucasian family did not expect the black family, to have a Ring camera doorbell. This is why she had to hurry up and come outside and, try to explain herself. And this is why she had to go directly to IG to explain herself again, and why she had to make a lot of her profiles online dealing with her business and her personal profile private. This is why. And this is, again, why I told a lot of black Americans, you need to have cameras. Even when it deals with your car, have cameras. I've done live streams showcasing a lot of websites that you can go to get a lot of cameras where, they are affordable. But that was, some years ago. So, Keyshawn said the husband knew who lived there and the wife didn't. Yeah, riddle me that. Riddle me that. How is it possible that the husband can know, but the wife doesn't? Quite suspicious. Everybody else knows that a black family lives there, but you don't. But yet you're walking around the neighborhood and you didn't see them not once. Didn't see a kid outside. Didn't see the woman planting flowers. Didn't see the man cutting the grass, trimming the hedges. Nothing. Cleaning the gutters, washing the car. Nothing. Grilling. It's crazy. Not even family members just pulling up and saying hi and seeing what's going on. It's crazy. It's crazy how that works. It's crazy how that works. Yep. Isaiah said 2 cameras for your car, the back and the front. Yep. And I've covered car crashes that have taken place as well. And that's again, putting this to everybody else. You got a lot of people committing insurance fraud directly out here. So again, I would say make sure to have cameras, because you could be in dead traffic and somebody will decide to cut in front of you and then brake real fast. And now you're into a car crash and they're holding their neck, acting like you're the one that caused it, because they think that you're not recording, that you don't have evidence. G-Man said, please, they need to mind their own business. Facts. You said, why am I getting ads? That's because this is the channel here, sir. That's how that works. If you ever seen anything like Twitch, yeah, that's basically how that works on every platform. When people happen to go live, that's how content creators are able to do what it is that they are able to do every single day. So shout out to you for seeing that ad that showed up during that time. Much love. He said, B. Isaiah said, sorry family, don't trust nobody. Yeah. Silo said, and now that we have a non-biased witness, the camera, they will now be trying to be going straight savage. You watch what I tell you, Robbie said she only brought up a white man to cover. Yeah, she did. Because she knew how it was going to seem. Because as I said earlier in the live stream, you would never tell another man of your own community that is the same as your complexion that you don't live here. You're not the homeowner. I don't believe she would never do that, because she would understand how foolish that she would seem and look and sound. And people would directly call her out and call her stupid. But you can clearly do that to somebody that you're assuming or that you can identify as black, because you're looking at them like, oh no, I know that you don't live here. That car is way too nice. You have to be a drug dealer doing something illegal. You don't belong in this neighborhood. You're saying that this is your house. This house is too nice. It technically looks better than mine. It's impossible for you to sit up there and have this house, because I know that my husband and I know that I, as the wife, we're making this certain type of money. So how could you sit up there? And that's the mentality. That's how she was thinking. On top of the fact that more than likely she might have been fantasizing about that black man. This is again why she came up with the theory, and I froze the frame to show you that she specifically, and I told y'all words are important. She said earlier The husband initially said in the original video that she was being chased. She swapped the word and said followed. Later on in one of the videos, she said that she felt during that moment of fight or flight that she was being pursued by that man, aka the black man that she assumed didn't live in the neighborhood and that it was not his residence of which she was standing at. Like I said, it's all about this conceptualized theory or fantasy that they specifically have, and how it is that if they can't have something that they want in reality, they're going to try to find a way to criminalize it and to get rid of it. That's what it is. That is what it is. Camilla said chased or followed by her own shadow. Yeah. Clark said this is America. That is bars, and that's a title I've used quite often on this channel for a variety of videos. I actually have a video putting together a lot of stuff, but that video had a few complications. Few complications. Red Blue said not just America. Robbie said they know how many potholes and sabotage that is done to prevent black folks from social mobilization, i.e., I don't believe you. Amazon, yo, what is up? You said when someone lies, they are unintentionally admitting and acknowledging their awareness of their guilt. It is an attempt to escape accountability. She lied repeatedly. Yeah. Yep. Countless times. That she did. 100%. 100%. Thomas Clark says, smash that like button. That is bar. Smash that like button. Smash that like button. Also, just in case I want to put this out there, if any of you guys are also content creators, much love, respect, and appreciation to you and to the content that you create or do every single day as a content creator. I know how difficult and how hard it is to do what it is that you do every day. And sometimes you may not get the appreciation that you deserve. I just want to, send that directly out there, even though I don't know you from a can of paint. Much love and respect to any and all the content that you happen to do. And if you are affected by TikTok, hopefully you will be able to find a place somewhere else, and hopefully your follower base will be able to follow you to that place, and you can hopefully pick up where you left off and continue on, your journey or whatever it is that you are currently doing at this moment in time. Indian said, I agree with that component. Too many of these encounters. You have these women accustomed to demanding attention from black males. Yeah. B. Isaiah said, peace, Seji. Keep doing the work of the Most High. Peace. Much love, respect, and appreciation. And thank you for your time as well. Silo said the like button has been smashed. Thank you, Seji. No problem. And thank you as well. And also thank you for anybody else that, came through, hit the like button. Also shout out to anybody that's donated to the platform through the multitude of avenues and, ways directly out there. You can catch those directly in the comment, description. Dr. Sin said, thanks. I've been making content on YouTube since 2006. Yo, that's dope. That's OG status. That is OG status. One of my profiles I've actually had since 06. I started making content, I want to say about gaming wise. First content that I made was back, I want to say about 08. And that was off of Tekken, was it 5? Tekken 5, Tekken 6. It was should have been like Tekken 5. I want to say, I forgot. It was one of the Tekkens, and then it was another game that was on 360 as well. And then you had some Call of Duty, The Division, Legend of Zelda, Phantasy Star, online patch notes, State of Decay 2, stuff like that. So, shout out to you for being here for the long haul. You've seen a lot of changes and transitions when it dealt with YouTube. Like you saw, YouTube in young years where, it was the Wild Wild West. So, shout out to you. Shout out to you. I wish I could have been there. Let me tell you, I wish I was making, I had the thought process to actually make content back when during that time period of '06. Wish I did. Let me see. Pedro, what is up, said how black people are in these relationships when they saw the video. Hey, like I said before, it's whatever people choose. I'm not going to tell anybody who it is that they should date, who it is that they choose to sit up there and be with. I'm just going to be up here to give a warning, to let people know what's transpiring and what is happening. It's up to them to discern, if they're in danger or if it's going to work out. You can flip a coin. Like I said, everybody likes to gamble every once in a while. Some people like to gamble with their life. So, as it is, gamble right away. But all I'm saying is nobody can say that I did not give a warning. I didn't try to help. I didn't try to put a smoke signal directly out there. And nobody can tell me that I didn't try to tell both sides that what the end result could potentially be. And historically, what has taken place in America by way of a lot of relationships. So, it is what it is. It's crazy out here. G-Man said, black people, y'all are innocent. So what do you mean by that? I got to pull the Drewski. What you mean by that? What do you mean by that? So, okay, let me, play it like this, right? For G-Man, right? You said, let me just highlight this real quick. Where it go? Right. So you said black people, y'all aren't innocent, right? So let me know this historically, because I got books sitting directly in front of me, and I've also done a live stream showcasing one of the pictorial books. Let me know how many towns and cities black lies historically have destroyed. How many white towns and cities have black people destroyed because of lies they have reportedly stated of a story that never happened? I'll wait, because I'm holding a few books right now. I got a few books directly on my side right now. So I just want to know. You said we're not innocent with taking accountability, right? And then you said later on, if we were innocent, we would not be in the situation we're in today. And you said y'all not taking accountability. Hold on, I'm a little bit confused. Hold on. Hold on, wait. Hold on. Wait. So let me get this straight, right? So you're saying that black Americans are poor at taking accountability, but yet I'm showing you a video of a white woman crying tears. And somehow, some way, you're saying that black people are poor at taking accountability. And then you said that nobody is perfect. I'm a little bit confused. How from a roughly a 2-hour and 12-minute live stream of dissecting let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 videos dealing with this woman at hand. She's the causation of all of this. The black family had nothing to do with it. The black family was 100% innocent. 100% innocent. So I'm a little bit confused on how the goalpost got moved from the perpetrator doing what it is that she is doing, and historically how this has always taken place in the United States, to it now being that black people don't take accountability, and in a sense a type of defense for the woman at hand because she told a bold-faced lie. I'm a little bit confused. Do I got to replay the video again? You said I know our history well. Let me see what. I'm a little bit confused. You said we Okay. We are our own worst enemy, right? Um, so let me just refresh you real quick. So on this platform, I've covered stories dealing with Africans, Europeans, Asians, Indians, Canadians, true Americans, aka white Americans, and black Americans. And I've pointed out in every single group how there is bad directly there. And if you happen to look at a lot of the stories that I've done, I typically try to point out how it is that certain things need to take place in the black community in order for yada 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 to get fixed and flourish and all of that other good stuff. I've been doing this for years, right? So again, I'm just a little bit I'm trying to see your point and how this is flipping from the history and the information that I gave, and also pointing out the fact of how the government is trying to screw everybody and how that's being allowed, to it being that black people are their own worst enemy. I just literally pointed to you earlier how white people are their own worst enemy, how they're throwing themselves directly into slavery, how they are capturing themselves, how they are enabling this by voting for certain people and putting them directly in office, and they're making all this exorbitant money of which that they don't actually deserve, while you have teachers out here that are getting paid bottle caps. So I'm a little bit confused. Little bit confused. Indian said troll. I don't I don't typically say troll. I look at things as people in a sense have a misunderstanding, or people are seeing things from a different lens. So I try to give people a chance. I like conversation. You said it came up with accountability. Huh? I'm a little bit. Wait, what? Wait. Y'all brought up the subject of accountability. I can tell you that I brought up the subject of accountability, and I was specifically pointing towards how you have America, who is not reflective of black people, because black people are not the overall arching majority or the ones that control the power, making the narrative, or putting out the mainstream media news and a lot of the lies out there. We're not the ones corrupting the government, even though that's the narrative. We're not the ones mainly selling drugs in the United States. We are not even making up a high percentage or part of that population. If you look in a lot of these suburban towns, that's white people selling drugs to other white people. You got white drug dealers directly out here. I done got umpteen videos. We got white boys in cars sitting up there, doing and dibbling, dabbling, doing all this other type of stuff. I've showcased other stories where you got white boys sitting up there selling drugs directly in colleges. So I'm a little bit confused. And the main point that I bring up is how they don't want to take accountability for their own actions, but they're very swift at trying to push the blame and put it on black Americans. When realistically, if you got a population out there in a state that's 0.1% black, you're not going to sit up there and tell me that the black population is the reason that that state has gone downhill. They're not even really a number. They're not even really a part of the population. So now who are you going to look to? Who are you going to blame? Who are you going to shift, all of that to? Said I'm talking about the FBAs. You said I love y'all. I'm not y'all enemy. Let me see. You said you're not overstanding me, and it ain't that hard. You said I'm not trolling. You said we are against ourselves. Like I said, I get what it is that you're saying. Like I said, I've been doing this for several years now, and I've covered these stories from young, and I'm talking about single digits. I cover this teenagers. I've covered young men and women, and I've also covered elders. I've covered every single which way in the community that you can even potentially think of. I've done all of those stories. So again, I'm just a little bit, it's a little bit odd, and I'm pretty sure it's throwing a lot of other people off that you decide at this moment in time that this is when you want to bring up that, hey, black people got some stuff over here to fix. That's a little bit weird. That's like a sleight of hand type trick. That's the same thing that America's always done with black people. It's like, hey, we're in debt. We're trillions of dollars in debt. Our money is not backed by gold. Our healthcare system is crap. Our school system is crap. Our defense infrastructure is crap. We got money mismanagement by way of the Pentagon and many others that are, failing at trying to tell the people where the taxpayers' money is going. But let's not pay attention to that. Let's look at how those few black men right there in a random state and city are selling drugs. Let's look at specifically what they're doing. Oh, let's look at this young black dude randomly who was an individual that decided to sit up there and steal a car. Out of all the black men there actually doing something, going to college, working, building up businesses, fixing the community, looking at let's focus on this one black man in a random state and city. Let's focus on him stealing his car. And this is why a lot of people are getting thrown off directly by the comment, because what you are stating right now, really, even if it does have to do with accountability, this subject matter has zero to do with black people being accountable for something. It has everything to do with her, and her still not acknowledging the problem, and her still not wanting to take accountability, because she's on here crying as if she is 100% the victim, and everybody else is just coming down on an innocent person. It's crazy. It's diabolical. Talking about being accountable for ourselves, period. You said you're not talking about drugs or stealing cars. Let me break it to you like this. Out of all of the debates, this is coming from me, right? Born and raised in Detroit, I would always go on my local news channel websites online, and I would look at what all the suburbanites would like to say about those who are in Detroit, specifically the black men. And they will always say, the people in the suburbs, they would say Detroit is a wasteland. It needs to be nuked. It's nothing but prostitutes and pimps and gangsters and drug dealers. It's like the OK Corral, it's the Wild Wild West, right? That's the narrative that they would always want to spin. And then they want to bring up the statistics, dealing with welfare and all this other type of stuff, and say that the city is the way that it is because black people refuse to take accountability. When realistically, if you look at the state of a whole, it's terrible. But they just specifically only want to focus on Detroit because it's the main black city that is there in Michigan. So again, it's that sleight of hand. It's that sleight of hand. Whenever there's an actual real problem that's directly in front of people, they're like, hey, look over here. We need y'all to be accountable and to look at this and actually manage. Don't worry about what's actually in front of you, which is the most. Look directly over here at something else. I don't know. You said I'm talking about love. I don't even know what's even happening. I don't even know what's happening here. Kelly said accountability for what though? What are you talking about? What is he talking about? I mean, accountability for what? Okay, G-Man, I'm going to guess that you're more than likely doing your comments by voice versus actually typing them. Because I'm a little bit confused. Like, okay, let me do this, right? Let me just go into this one quick thing, right? The love of each other, right? Let me get you on that. So the accountability is me. I, as a black man, made a platform from nothing. And due to the energy that I put in, I ended up getting love and support from people directly out here. I don't know anybody that is really subscribed to the channel. I don't know, their families. Some people I don't even actually know their faces. But because of the energy that I put forth, other people were receptive and they were like, hey, we love the content that you do. We're going to support you. Da da da. That's love, right? The same thing with the respect and the admiration. So if you're talking about, accountability, I take accountability every single day by way of doing this platform and trying to put out the news and put out information and pointing out a lot of wrongs and dealings that are going on and stuff that needs to get fixed, because a lot of people don't have the energy or the wherewithal to do this every single day, getting up, literally just waking up. As soon as you wake up, you're on a computer working on videos. Everybody else is just moseying on, worrying about their day, yourself included. Right? So, you got people out here, accountability, that has to sacrifice in order to do these things. They got to sacrifice their mental, they got to sacrifice whatever relationships they potentially got or any other things in order to do this every single day. So that's that accountability aspect right there. And also, when I happen to talk about the narrative of Black Americans in the Black community, I also throw myself directly in there to let everybody else out there know that, hey, I'm not completely separate from you. I'm not above you because I have a platform, but I'm also not below you either. I'm directly on the exact same level as you. And because I'm on the same level, I'm going to point out this problem so that we can both see it from the exact same point of view and figure out a plan and figure out directly how to fix it. So that's that accountability. That's that acknowledgement. That's that responsibility that I put directly on myself, which realistically I shouldn't actually have to do, because a lot of the problems here have zero to do with me because I'm not the causation. But yet I still do it. You said, look how people did Travis Hunter, fake love. I'm gonna put my hat directly in there. Like I said, I try to be as transparent as possible. I'm one of those YouTubers that did videos on Travis Hunter, and it was more so from the aspect of being a man and realizing the fact that I've been in relationships and dealings with various either young girls in my youth or with women as I'm older, and I've been manipulated. I've been taken advantage of. So because I can see that, and I also understand where Travis Hunter is and where he's going to go and how young he is and mentally, where he is, I'm like, yo, you're more than likely being used. There's other videos directly out there that have, pointed out certain perspectives and pointed out certain things. I also pointed out certain things too. Like when you look at that girl's hand, she has a money sign on her ring finger. That should ring some alarming bells right there. That's a problem. You as a woman have a dollar sign or your ring. That's a no. That's a no-go. That's a no-go. And then to have somebody openly say that originally that you were not their type, that's a no-go. Though, like I said, a lot of men were, I'm not talking about the ones that were just directly hating because he was up there like famous. I ain't talking about those dudes who are like the rappers and stuff. I'm talking about ordinary dudes who don't want this young dude to lose out on opportunities, get played, and get caught up with, getting somebody pregnant that he's not going to be with. Like I said, this is what even you have older Black men who are part of the entertainment industry who are trying to send him warnings. Like I said, Little Bow Wow, or Bow Wow as of right now, he was trying to warn Travis Hunter. He was trying to let him know, because unlike a lot of these older Black men, Bow Wow had money before a lot of older Black men actually had money. Bow Wow was like 11, 12, 13 with money, with millions. A lot of Black men right now, they got their millions when they were in like somewhere in their 20s, somewhere in their 30s or their 40s. And then Bow Wow was also the same person that had older women that were after him, looking at him as a mark, as a target. So, like I said, I did my videos because of, living experience. And, I'm just trying to put that out there to him and the younger dudes directly out there. If it gets taken a certain type of way, it just is what it is. There's nothing I can sit up there and tell you. I've tried to warn a lot of people of a lot of different things. People don't want to listen. And, a lot of people got to learn the hard way. I would rather people not learn the hard way. But, if people don't want to, use my example as to what not to do and how to properly navigate stuff, what can I do? What can I do? Mahoko said he caught the live and answered the poll is a no. She was not sincere. And those are fake tears. That's facts. A class. What is up? What is up? What is up? What's up? G-Man said, I actually really feel your love. Got you. Let me see. Kelly said, I will take accountability that us as Black people have been crippled in many ways to even take accountability for the accountability that needs to be taken. Got you. Carolyn King said, white women who get that this is criminal level scapegoating have to step it up, schooling and checking out female family members and others where we can influence. Wait, are you Caucasian? I think you are Caucasian. You are. I agree. You need to check your people 100%. That's a first step of accountability. It's not historical. It's not admitting to a lot of the burnt towns and the cities and the many lakes, the many ponds and forests and many other things that were built on the ashes and the backs of, Black Americans. It's a little bit of something. So, appreciate that. We got Day Dallas said, what is the point of this stream? All it is you talking and the video not being played. You have talked this to death. Do you just need attention? Well, good sir, let me tell you. This is my platform and my channel, which I created. So if I want to beat a dead horse, I'm going to commonly beat that dead horse until there's nothing left to beat. Now, if you have a problem, I would actually like to tell you as a grown adult to another grown adult, that is a personal problem. I am not your God, your father who left you, or your therapist. So you may want to find one or all three, kneel down to them and kiss the ring and take that directly up with them. I'm not it. So for lack of a better word, skip you, your God, and your family, and whatever horse, white horse, pale horse, disease horse that you came and rode in on, since you find this stream so problematic. And while you're riding that horse, ride yourself right up out of the stream in this comment section and make sure to block me so that you never have to hear my voice, hear my commentary, or see this content ever again. I'm pretty sure I made that as clear as possible that I don't care. Just let you know. And I'm adult enough to actually highlight your comments so you know who it is directly, that I'm speaking to. I don't really like to be indirect. I don't like to be indirect. Just saying. And if you actually wanted to play the video, the smart option would be to rewind the live stream like most adults would do and start from there and then play catch up. But I guess that No Child Left Behind is really at work here. Shout out to Bush Jr. Carolyn King said, it's our failure that we have taken responsibility to speak out and that we have not accomplished this already. Yeah. Yep. You also said, speaking of offer white women, or I guess you meant like other white women, this is us. We need to change this. Each one teach one. Yeah. Yep. So, you got to start with your community. You got to start with your daughters. Well, you're not going to be able to do anything with the grandmothers directly out there. Start with your daughters, your aunts, little nieces, all of that. Get that working. Get that moving. But as one white woman stated, white women are the main reason that this type of supremacy, these types of incidences are allowed and able to transpire. They are the ones that allow this to run rampant within their community, within their households, within pretty much America. So yeah, y'all gotta get on that and fix that like yesterday, 5 minutes ago. Let me see what else we got. Says Stevie Wonder can see that. Yo, Jedi, what is up? What is up? What is up? What's up? Organic families. Carmela said, Seji talks about what he wants, forget the haters. Yeah, that's facts. And if people want to stay here to listen, it just is what it is. I'm helping people. Some people might be at work right now, so I'm helping their day go by a little bit quicker. Trust me, I've been through the whole slog of a work period, so I know sometimes you need some stuff to listen to versus just hearing coworkers or just being in your own mind. So, yeah, this is why I'm here. This is why I'm here. OMV says she's full of it, just like the rest of them. Hey, you know what? I go by actions. So if people say that they're going to perform these actions, you know, we'll see it somewhere in the future. Or maybe it might not be in my lifetime, but you know, we can see what's going to happen. Jab said just turn in, and it's a no on the poll. Jedi said married in Tennessee, like prenup. G-Man said, now, even right now, when I speak on us, I'm talking about us as a collective. Wildfire said, yep, strong delusions spelled are what the fuck over. Gonna have to keep this up. Kelly said, take accountability. A-Class said, I was raised that life ain't fair. I'm an 80s baby. What I can say, I believe things finna change soon. There's a lot of light being shined on everything. That's true. That's true. That's true. G-Man say, yeah, now that's trolling. Talking about the comment from above, yeah. What was it? Right. Y'all heard about Corey Holcomb said he thinks Travis Hunter is in that maybe a beard. Yo, like I said, you know what? What I'm not going to do is this, right? Like I said, whatever Corey Holcomb basically thinks about Travis Hunter is whatever. I'm not going to go out on a limb and try to negatively emasculate a young black man like that at all. I'm not going to do it. I told y'all like too many stories directly on this platform. Like I said, I'm not about to, I'm not about to do that. Not about to do that. Whatever's going down with him in that sector, that is directly what it is. I'm just looking out for his best interest and also his family. Because again, I don't want him to get tricked. I don't want him to get set up and to be looked at as, some type of a mark, Indians say you can't please everybody. That's facts. That's facts. Also, shout out to any and everybody that's been subscribing directly to the channel at this moment in time. Much love, respect, and appreciation to all of you guys. Keep and said, I love you, bruh. Much love and appreciation, man. Like I said, I like conversation. It was a cordial conversation. No problem. Some things were looking a little bit iffy there. don't know what was happening. Don't know what was happening. OMB said those comments can't be made straight. Would you possibly belong to? I get what he's saying. Charmaine says she's an idiot. Oh, I guess you're talking about the late. I don't even know her actual name. I just call her the Great Liar. Hack said, I have to dip out. All right, much love, brother. Much love, much love, much love. Kelly said, keep by the name up. Then I'm going to go gang gang in your chat. We're going to go game pull up. And how about we get in my yelling voice? I need attention, dude. G-Man said, your sons. Foot in your neck. That's real Carolyn King. Let me see what else we got. Wildfire said warfare against the original organic sprung from the earth beings, but they are like that. Well, they are like that woman. They are losing the war. Yeah. Matter of fact, how far back am I from the comments? Actually, I'm not that far. Oh yeah, Brown Barrett. I think I just saw you subscribe. Much love, much love, much love. Thomas Clark with the subscribe and hit that like button. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Much love, much love. Jedi said, thanks, Seji. You killing it. Much love, respect, and appreciation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. G-Man says, so to enforce WS is to subjugate anybody they feel under them. Yep. Kelly said, negative, this shoe ain't supposed to be gone. He was supposed to be dating that girl. No way. If you got eyes to see and easy here, you know what's good. Some more power today. Broken relationship. Hey, like I said, as a black man, only thing I can do at this moment in time is try to wish the best for everybody. Everybody makes their own decisions, and everybody makes the bed that they sleep in. Silo says, shout out to the new FBAs of America, still pushing it. I'm out. Much love, respect. Thank you, thank you, thank you, DC. Yo, DC, what is up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Said, great stream, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jedi said, good call. And Yal Mel said, Travis got to learn. If you stop him, he'll blame you. I mean, that's true. That's true. Thomas Clark said, show her crying a little bit more. Kelly said, these people need to understand that they are not like us, but at the end of the day, they're going to need to really love us and cling to us. Yeah, that's facts. That's bars. That is 100% bars. All right. So that is it for the live stream, guys. We've been going for about a good 2 hours and 40 minutes, and we've pretty much stayed on topic. I thought I was going to skate and start talking about, you know, everything else in a sense. I slightly did, but not fully. But again, thank you guys for the comments. Thank you guys for coming directly through. Hopefully we can maybe see the same amount of people in some, you know, some previous live streams. Last but not least, we got 23 current viewers on the first channel. Shout out to all of you guys. We got over 1,000 views over there. And the end of the poll is, out of 153 views, people voted yes, 4%, 90% said no, and 6% said maybe. So that is the end of that poll there. So I guess if people happen to see the live stream, they'll happen to see that. Those are all the numbers there. So I'm going to the second channel. Same question. People said they believe her at a 5% rate. 88% said no, and 7% said maybe, and that is out of 646 votes. Shout out to you guys there. And overwhelmingly, we had 277. It's at 253 viewers. And overall, we've had about 10,000 people show up to the live stream. So we did pretty well today, guys. Again, much love, respect, and appreciation. This was the turnout that I did not expect at all. Again, love you guys a lot. I'm actually pretty ecstatic. I'm just trying to keep calm at this moment in time because I have not seen a turnout this large for a live stream ever since I've been doing you know, YouTube to this extent. So again, wait, Keyshawn said, hold up. Wait, what happened? Wait, even said, I really feel we are broken as people. Black women, y'all be on some, but I'll never go to another nation for a wife. Y'all are exotic. Yo, Miss T, what is up? What is up? What is up? Miss T is from Nevada. What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? Thomas Clark said, imagine that. Well, G-Man, I put it to you like this, right? I try to put it on both sides, and I will, what highly melanated said, I feel nothing. Black men will continue to sleep and be with these Beckys and have kids. I'll put it to you like this. The way that I try to evenly do it is that you have this going on both sides of the spectrum. Black men feel slighted or treated badly by some of the black women directly out there that they selectively, you know, went after or whatnot or whatever and got slighted. So then they go elsewhere. You got black women that feel the exact same way as the black men. They feel like they got slighted because of skin color, their hair, body size, type, and all this other type of stuff. Or maybe their father wasn't directly in the home, and they decide to seek love and admiration and attention from men of other communities that they feel will value them and treat them a certain type of way. For both groups that decide to date people of other ethnicities, y'all are part of the exact same pod. Y'all are part of the exact same coin. And again, the main thing deals with therapy, but a lot of people will refuse to deal, with those problems internally, or even go out to seek help and or therapy. So it is what it is. So this is why I sit up there and say I ain't gonna try to tell y'all who to date, who it is that you should, try to be with. You'll figure it out. You are grown individuals at the end of the day. Now, for the younger adults directly out there, that's a little bit different. It's a little bit different. Ken said, "Can you see my comment?" Yeah, I can see you. I can see. I'm not sure if you've actually been typing this whole time, but I can see your comment at this moment in time. Wildfire said, "The heat is on." Yo, Brew, what is up? What is up? Much love, respect, and appreciation. Lovely Lisa said that part, love yourself. That's facts. That's facts. And that's the main thing that I've, tried to preach, throughout this platform as well. Let me see. So yeah, that's about it. So again, much love, respect, and appreciation to everybody that was here at this moment in time. Love you guys a lot. Shout out to y'all making this one of the biggest live streams that I've ever had in my life. I am highly ecstatic right now. I almost technically want to order some food, at this moment in time, just to, just to celebrate it, whatnot, or whatever. But I'll probably do that a little bit later. And also shout out to you guys who've donated to the platform by way of the live stream, by super chats or by way of many other methods directly out there that you can find in the comment description underneath the live stream as well. Ms. T said, "I really enjoy your platform. I'm a new subscriber and thoroughly enjoy your content. Grown folks, please stay connected." Bars, 100%. 100%. So yeah, thank you guys. Love you guys. And I will catch you guys in the next live stream. And again, I do have other videos that you guys can check out. And I have some other videos uploaded for you guys later on today as well. Peace out and have a great day.